Start streaming. What's going on? Check, check, check. All right. All right. Check, check. Okay, something's going on. Why am I always messing up my mic placement? Why? Let's see. That's not too bad. Okay. All right. All right. What's going on? Lisa, Amber, LP, Mrs. Strick, bruh, Lisa again. I can hear you. Good. Heck yeah. So like a crazy storm. Meteorologists keep us going out. What's going on? I should post. Oh, let me do something real quick. Guys. Let me do something real quick. 1 second. Oh, I wanted to do something for the stream and I forgot. Well, it would have made me later. It would have made me later than I already am, so I don't want to do that. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. We're gonna start in a second. I'm gonna let everyone get in here. Attach. Oh crap! Why did I do it like that? 1 second, guys. Oh, downloads. That's where it is. That will start here in just a second. I'm trying to just post something. I want to start posting something so people know I'm live. So I'm just pulling it up here. We'll go over all the questions here in a second. Don't worry. Trust me, we will. Trust me, we will. Let's take a look at the new expected snow totals from the National Weather Service. This is expected. This isn't even talking high end. Actually, you know what I've been liking? We'll take a look at the latest Euro on Synoptic. Let's do this. Winter Total Kuchera. The latest Euro. Oh my gosh, the latest. Is this the latest? Is this the 18Z? Oh, that's an old one. Let's go to the latest. Still crazy looking. Look at that little. That's where it thinks the dry slot's gonna be. Would you look at that? All right, we're going to get into this in just a second, guys. I want it to at least get on live so you guys know I'm live, but I still have one thing to fix on my end. It should just take me 1 more second. I see you guys asking questions. Just give me 1 second. I will answer all of your questions. I need to send something through email real quick. And it needs to happen now. Let's see. There it is. Oh, I think I found what I'm looking for. There it is. Found it. Found it. Duplicate. There we go. All right. We should be good now. We should be good to go now. How's everyone doing?
Love your work. Call me hand emoji.
Wait. I missed that. Hold up. I'm still finishing something before we get started. Call me hand emoji. Tony, I appreciate the $2 super chat. I appreciate the $2 super chat. Seriously. Okay. All right, good. Download. Send. All right, I think I fixed what I needed to. Attach. Send. Okay, good. We're set. Let's get it started. Here's the latest totals from the European. What are we sitting at right now? Only 53 on YouTube. Probably because I've been boring through the first 5 minutes of the stream, huh? I've only been on for 5 minutes. Tony, I appreciate the $2 super chat. Really appreciate the love your work comment. $2 super chat. Knoxville, Tennessee snow. Well, the latest Euro is being pretty generous to Knoxville, don't you think? Where are you, Knoxville? You're down here. Is it not showing you? Isn't this Knoxville right there? Boop. There it is. I actually don't need to draw with that. I can just draw in here. I've been trying out this Synoptic. It's pretty cool. I like the way it shows things. It's a pretty clean view for you guys. We're going to go over snow totals. We're going to go over all these expectations. Coming up here. Let's check this out, though. Let's check this out. Surface precipitation. Simulated radar. Very smooth visuals for you guys on here. Let's take a look at the latest Euro. Here we go. There we go. All right, so let's just get in here. This is as we get into 6 p.m. on Friday. Now we're midnight. 6 a.m. Saturday morning. Newport News, Virginia. You guys could easily top probably 7 or 8 inches, but we'll look at that in a second. Yeah, Knoxville, what did it have for you? 3 inches? I think that might be on the high end. I'd expect it dusting to 2 inches, but maybe. Actually, no. Oh, oops. I was looking at Chattanooga, not Knoxville. I switched them around. I'll look for you too. Anyways, I'll go back there in a second. 6 a.m. Saturday. All right. We get into the afternoon, evening hours. We're snowing out here over Charlotte, over Columbia, upstate South Carolina, Greensboro, out towards the Research Triangle, North Carolina, and then this system begins to move up the coast. Let's head over here. Let's take a look at the latest updates here. Actually, you know what I'm going to do really quickly? Well, here's what I'll do first because I want to answer your questions there. Let's jump over to this screen. What is going on, everyone? Hope everyone's having a good night. Friday Junior about to get into actual Friday, TGIF. Okay, got to get my bearings. Here's the latest Knoxville. This is expected. Expected 2 inches in Knoxville. We'll call it 2 to 3 inches in Knoxville. It's about 2.5, 2.4. High end. If everything goes perfect for Knoxville, you don't get dry slotted. The moisture's there. About a 10% chance you get over 8 inches, 8 to 9 inches. Do not expect to get 8 to 9 inches because then you'll be disappointed. But at least your high end's pretty high. Expect it 2 inches. You'll get a nice snow on the ground. It's going to be very cold. It's going to be fluffy, nice snow. The snow you do get on the ground. Charleston, South Carolina. Expect it 2 to 3 inches. What's your high end? 4 inches. What's your low end, though? The National Weather Service thinks even if everything goes wrong, you still get almost an inch of snow on the ground. Not too bad. Not too bad. Let's refresh this. Let's make sure we're up to date here. This is going to be updating a lot. Charlotte has really climbed here. Charlotte's high end is 15. Charlotte's expected is 8 inches. You guys can see out here. I mean, I can click on any of these. Yeah, low end for Charlotte. The National Weather Service thinks even if Charlotte gets dry slotted and there's flamethrowers at the sky, the worst day you could have on Saturday is 5 inches of snow, which would be the biggest snowfall since the biggest single storm snowfall since 2018. If you got your worst. Charlotte is expected to have its biggest snowfall since 2014. 12 years. If Charlotte hits its high-end snow, this will be the largest single-day snowfall in Charlotte history. If it were to hit that 14 to 15 inches. Break records. A lot of places would actually break records out here. Same thing if you were to get 20 inches in the high point, Ashboro, Durham, Raleigh, all these areas out here, Stanford, Fayetteville. Chance to break records. Someone probably will. Not everyone will, though. Someone's going to get dry slotted through here. We're going to talk about the dry slot. We're in my I appreciate the $2 super chat, Jessica. I really do. Same with you, Tony. Yeah, Newport News. I wanted to answer that too. Newport News. Let's take a look. You guys are expected 7.5 inches. What's your high end if you guys get really lucky? 16.5. If everything goes wrong, you're expected 3 to 4 inches of snow. If everything goes wrong, you'll get 3 to 4 inches of snow. You're expected, again, 7 to 8 inches. We're going to talk about dry slots. Someone is not going to get their expected here. Someone's going to get their low end. I'm going to tell you who I think is. I could be wrong. Determining where the dry slot is going to set up is something that usually a lot of meteorologists don't even start doing until they're within the 12 hours before the storm, because they can see where the exact low pressure of the storm is and where that dry southwesterly, southeasterly air is going to move into. Hold up. Stevie, I appreciate the cowboy hat. Yeah, ride him, cowboy. I had a funny video and audio thing I was going to put in this stream for when people gift a cowboy hat, and I was trying to set it up before stream, but I didn't want to be too late, so I just didn't. But it'll be, I'm going to add some funny things to the stream, or just some fun interactive stuff. I know who that is. Don't even need to click anymore. Yeah, what's going on? Welcome back. Stevie, Zeke, Evils, Marissa, Blue Tiger, Zeke, Brandon, Mac. What was that? Ooh. Malibu, Jasmine, Melissa Squishy, Vega Jasmine. What's going on, everyone? Vega, what's going on? Atlanta, you guys are expected to get an inch of snow. High end is 4 inches. Your low end is probably nothing. Yep, as I thought. But the National Weather Service does expect Atlanta to get an inch of snow. You're probably going to want to be in north or eastern Atlanta, though, to get that good snow. Holy crap. That was a big teddy bear. You're amazing. Vega, that was very, 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 very nice. I appreciate that. Seriously, I appreciate you. Okay, now we're going to do one thing, and then I'm going to answer everyone's questions. Before I answer everyone's questions, and we're going to talk about up the coast here, there is still, I'd say we're down to a 5 to 15% chance that we get decent snowfall in the New York City, Philly, Baltimore. DC is probably cut off. DC, you're probably 5% or under. There is still a very small chance we get a little bit of a wobble and you end up getting a few inches, 3 to 5 inches into Philly, 5 to 6 into New York City. It's getting pretty small. It's getting pretty small. We've seen this storm over the last 6 days go this way, then 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 this way. And as you can see, it's still going to put some snow expected up and down the coast. At least that's what the National Weather Service thinks. I think it's realistic. Going to be hard to get inland. We're going to go over all that. First, let's talk about the dry slot. Who could get screwed on their snow? And then I'm going to take all of your questions. I see everyone asking questions. All right. I think Connecticut, again, the states up here are the biggest question mark, because if it does get a quicker tilt, better opportunity for here, it's going to be tough to get it farther in the coast, right into this area, Maryland, Delaware. But we're going to see here. Southeastern Delaware, southeastern Delaware, southeastern Maryland, you should still get some good, decent snow. It's going to be a full moon. You know what that means? Vampires are going to be out, and werewolves. No, I'm just kidding. It's going to be a full moon. That means higher than average tides. Your tides bulge towards a full moon. And you're going to have basically a Cat 3 low pressure snowstorm off the coast as this moves up. And what's that going to do? Well, just like if a hurricane was moving up the coast here, storm surge. Expect coastal flooding, especially because it's a high moon. It's going to be enhanced. Be aware of that if you're, be aware of that if you're up and down the coast. Expect a little bit of coastal flooding. Areas that miss snow up and down the coast, you could still experience tropical storm to Category 1 hurricane force winds. Wind gusts. Not sustained winds, but wind gusts. Could still experience that. 100%. Now, really quickly, who is going to get dry slotted? Who's going to get dry slotted? Let's take a look at the latest HRRR. Notice what happens, all right? Here we go. We're getting into 2 a.m. We're getting into 2 a.m. Saturday morning. All right, we got 90 people on YouTube now. Woo, I was worried. Everyone just decided to hate me on YouTube. All right. We get into 2 a.m. on Friday. What's happening here? Well, I think we can all notice we got moisture out here. Got moisture out here. Got a gap of moisture in here. You have dry, cold air being forced into here. You have your trough kind of digging here, beginning to tilt. You have a low pressure here. You have a low pressure here. Now watch as we move through. Now, I don't actually think the dry slot's going to set up here over Charlotte. It could in the beginning. It could in the beginning. I'll show you the area I'm worried about. Now, you can see what's happening here. Okay? Now, I think this could be extended up to the north. This is as we're getting into... Let's do this. This is as we're getting into... one second. This is... Why does it have the storm so sped up? Am I seeing things? What is going on? Oh, it keeps it on the... Why does this have the storm so sped up? Are they expecting it to start snowing out here by tomorrow night now? Well, that's news to me in the last couple of models. Okay. Anyways, I expect this kind of dry slotting to actually extend potentially through this region. So, guys, I could be wrong. It's extremely hard to tell where you're going to get a pocket of dry air. And whoever gets in that dry slot, holy crap, June, XXL manifesting. I'm manifesting gigantic snow for Charlotte. June, that was extremely generous. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And welcome back to the stream. I always appreciate it. Appreciate you guys. Any gift, follow, sub, even just being in here. You don't have to gift. You don't have to sub. You don't have to follow. Being in here, engaging with me. Helps the algorithm. Trying to grow this channel. Trying to go full time. So I appreciate all of you. June, thank you, thank you, thank you. I actually think, guys, this is the area I'm concerned about having a little bit of dry slotting right through here. So Durham, Raleigh, Fayetteville. What's the other city through here? Rockingham. I could be completely wrong. It's so hard to tell. You're going to have moisture wrapping around the center of a low, and then you're going to have dry air pushing up into the beginning, into the middle of the low as the storm's forming. Now, inevitably, whatever area does dry slot, say it's up here, Charlotte, say it's out here, but I think it's going to be out here. You're going to get the back end snow eventually moving through. So whoever gets in this pocket of dry air, you're not going to not get snow. But if you're projected 9 inches, you might get 5 inches, might get 4 inches. It just depletes your snow total a little bit because instead of snowing for 24 hours, it snows for 12 hours or snows for 15, whatever. So there's that. Let's take a look at, but I don't know. I don't know if that's where the pocket's going to form. To me, it feels like, you know, the HRRR does see a little bit of dry air in the beginning over Charlotte out here. From what I've been seeing, and you can see it trying to pop up here. From what I've been seeing, I think it could be more out here. And just with if you're taking a look at how the storm is wrapping, right? It's gonna be likely somewhere near the middle. There's the HRRR. Okay. Let's take a look at a couple different models though real quick, and then I'm gonna get to all your questions. Literally, guys, give me 60 more seconds. So let's take a look at the... Can we take a look at the latest NAM? Although the NAM's been showing some crazy stuff. Boone gets snow the whole storm? Yeah, Boone can get some good snow. Here's the NAM. All right, so you notice in the beginning... See, the NAM does have dry slotting. Actually, so the HRRR puts it here. The NAM puts it a little bit farther east, where, like, you'd actually get... Probably be good from North Charlotte up through, like, Statesville. The NAM tries to put it... I still think it's going to be more east than this, but I could be wrong. You see the section that tries to stay dry a little bit longer through the storm. It's really here. It's really this whole region. It's not going to be like this, though. These are just future radars. We don't exactly know where it's going to hit. Taking a look at the latest... One more. Let's take a look at the latest GFS. Okay, let's take a look at this real quick. I should actually be using Weatherbell for this because the models on here aren't great for this type of stuff. So the GFS does have that slotting, that kind of dry sector further out here. You can see as we move forward. All right, but anyways, I want to answer you guys' questions. I do. So let's get into it. Let me actually just have this. Let me put this back to the HRRR so people can see this off screen. Here we go. HRRR. We'll keep it on the 00Z so people can see the progression of this storm. Wait, what? Oops. No, we want the... That's what we want. Okay. All right, we'll keep it there. So... The Euro sees it happening. You see how the Euro puts it farther out east? This is the Euro. This is where we get a dry, kind of a dry slot. Inject it right here. Out towards the research triangle and down to the south and west of it. Is it going to happen there? I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. That's just my thoughts. That is just my thoughts. Now I have to fix my pen stroke. All right, but I'm done now. I'm done now. We're gonna and I'll get back to that in a little bit, especially as we have more models coming out tonight. Oops. Let me just get this pen right so when I start talking to you guys, it's not throwing me off. Please switch my color. Please help me. There we go. Okay. That's what I like to see. How much for you tonight? Depends what you're talking about, Daddy. Oh, I mean, Mesomat. I mean, Mesomat. Let's see how much for you tonight, actually, though. Let's see. About half an inch to an inch. Is that a lot? That's a lot, right? That's a half an inch to an inch is respectable, right? Asking for a friend. Okay. Anyways, getting back to this. Family-friendly stream. All right. Here we go. There's where your dry slot is, a little bit farther out to the east. Let's start answering questions. That's a lot, Max said. I can't stand you. Listen, man. Everyone go follow Mesomat, Mesomatt. No, it's not Mesomat. He doesn't have a TikTok and YouTube talking about soups, although he could probably do good at that too. Because he's a beautiful face and he's incredible. He does the same thing I do, live stream videos every day. Go follow him. In school for his meteorology degree. It's beautiful. But he's been studying meteorology forever. Would love to see Worcester, Massachusetts. I got to start answering questions. That's right. All right. Would love to see Worcester, Massachusetts. Updated snow totals for Lancaster County, 45 minutes south of Charlotte. Sure, let's get into this. Let's get into some updated totals, why don't we? Let's refresh it, make sure we have the latest. Let's refresh it and make sure we have the latest and greatest. 45 minutes south of Charlotte. I mean, look at this. From Columbia, between Columbia and Rock Hill, you're probably somewhere down there. You guys, I mean, I'm guessing you're right in here. 7.5 expected. High end. Holy crap. Big bouquet. Thanks for the flowers, Poppy. Love you. And a foot on the high end if you get super lucky, but 7.5 inches expected. South of Charlotte here. Really anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour south of Charlotte. Maybe even 2 hours south of Charlotte there. Probably an hour. What was the question? We had what was the other question that was asked? Oh crap, guys. Someone help me. Someone help me out. What was it? Something up in Connecticut or Massachusetts? Worcester. Worcester, that's right. That's right. That's right. All right. What's expected up there? What's expected up there in Mass? You guys are expected. Dusting to a ½ inch. If everything goes perfectly for you, you guys get 6 inches of snow. And this is what I'm talking about. You see what the high end does here? You don't got to believe me. When I say there's still a possibility the snow comes inland, this is not a great possibility, 10 to 20% chance. We end up with snow, a little bit of snow through Washington, Baltimore, Philly, New York, all the way up to Boston, I-95 corridor. You guys already got snow on the ground there, so something to just pay attention to. Still, for now. I would say if we wake up tomorrow morning and our models are getting to tomorrow afternoon and nothing shifted west, I would ignore it. Mesomat, holy smokes. Star Map Polaris. Love you, Matt. I appreciate you. NTX. Denene. What the heck? Future encounter. Okay. All right, Matt, now you're just flirting with me. Matt, I love you. I appreciate it. Matt's just flirting with me, guys. You all saw it. Clip it. $2 super chat from Casey. Next Tuesday night, heard snow chances, southwestern Indiana. Southwestern Indiana next Tuesday night. Yeah, we were talking about that. Let's take a quick journey over to Weatherbell here, and take a look at the latest 18Z. There you go. It does show some snow down there. How much snow does it show? Not much. 1 to 3 inches, and that's still 120 hours out. I wouldn't bank on getting snow there. Definitely possible, though. Definitely possible. Definitely. For sure. Probably. All right. 1 second, guys. Minnesota, yeah, we're probably gonna get like 3 to 4 inches over the next 7 to 10 days. Clippers, just clippers, small little inch, 2 inches, inch. You know what I mean? Nothing crazy. We're too cold. I will say we get a little warm up as we get into next week. I'm watching Minnesota in the 7 to 12 day range. When we might get a quick warm up in the east for a few days, we get a little bit of ridge in the east. We get a storm riding up that Bear Clinic boundary up the plains into the upper Midwest. Maybe into next weekend. I'm watching Minnesota for a big snowstorm, but right now we're cold and boring. Fluffier snow does result in higher totals. Fact, 15-1 ratio. And that's what annoys me about the dang Euro AI, Matt, because all it shows us is the 10-1 ratio. And I can promise you we're not going to be in a 10-1 ratio in Charlotte. It's going to be about 21 degrees at the surface, and there's going to be not much warm air aloft. It could be even colder aloft. You're not going to be at a 10-1 ratio if you're 20 degrees from the floor to the ceiling. Closer to a 15-1. You know what I mean? B, what's going on? B, I sent you an email to the Zoho account. Could you post that on my socials, whichever ones you're logged into? Please. Pretty please. Richmond, Virginia. Expect it. 3 inches. If you don't get 3 inches, get on the phone, get in contact with your local National Weather Service meteorologist, and ask for your tax money back. I'm just kidding. Or am I? Expect it. Expect it. 3 inches. High end. Everything goes right. You're the luckiest mother freaker on planet Earth. Maybe you get 8 to 9 inches of snow up there in Richmond. That'd be nice, wouldn't it be? Dude, if Asheville gets more than me, I'm going to be livid. What is the latest totals for Asheville? It's so weird they show less up in Asheville. Again, I think that's the models literally not understanding how elevation works. You know what I mean? It's 2026, where the models don't understand what mountains are. They think you're at 1,000 millibars in Asheville. So although it says 5 inches expected in Asheville, I'll put you up to 6.5. But the problem is with Asheville, your snow starts to develop here first and moves right out. When you get this bulk of snow or developing like this, you're just going to be snowing for anyone in the foothills and east is just going to be snowing longer than you're going to be snowing in the mountains. But mountain snow can sometimes be heavier and be in an even nicer ratio. You could be pushing 20 to 1 in Asheville, so maybe you don't need it to snow as long. And again, that's one of the reasons mountain snow totals are almost always wrong. It's impossible to tell the ratio. And moisture gets caught up in the mountains too. Sometimes they think the snow's just going to follow the storm out to sea, and then you're like, what the heck? 24 hours later, why is it still snowing in Asheville? Weird things happen there. Asheville, North Carolina, my hometown, 4 to 8. Yep. Heck yeah. And we prefer that to flooding. Will Richmond, Kentucky get anything from this one? Probably not. You guys are expected half an inch. If you have a great day, 2.5 inches. Start crossing the fingers and the toes. Dry slot? Nah, we're not going to get a dry slot. Nah. Guys, if you start getting a dry slot form over you in South Carolina, North Carolina, just turn your hose on outside and just spray it up at the clouds. Help get that moisture back up into it. That's science. That's actually how it works. I'm telling you the truth. All right. Can Western Long Island get any snow? It could. Western Long Island is expected to get 1/2 inch to 1 inch. We'll say a dusting to 1/2 inch. High end, if things go right, you could get 5 to 7 inches. Yeah. So quite a difference if But that's about a 10% chance. They're saying that's about a 10% chance, which makes sense. Eastern Long Island, if you're really talking Eastern Long Island, we're talking 1 to 3 inches out here. 1 to 2 inches out here. And again, things start to go your way. Yeah, you're expected in Eastern Long Island. Does anyone live out here? New Shoreham? It's the first time I've ever seen that island in my entire life. Maybe I've just never noticed it. Montauk. If everything goes right for you, you get 9 to 10 inches. If everything goes wrong for you, you get 2. Well, actually, if everything goes wrong for you, you get nothing. Your low end is nothing. Your high end is 10. That's a solid forecast. You guys, 0 to 10 inches, Montauk. All right? And not just Montauk, but Riverhead and East. You like that forecast from the National Weather Service? I think you're going to get a little bit more snow than that. All right. Than they expect it. Lake, what's popping? La Mona, Missy B. Greenville, South Carolina. Your totals have slowly creeped up. Was that my friend in here that just asked? No, okay. I have a friend in Greenville. Yeah, your expected was like 3 inches 6 hours ago. Your expected now 6 inches. It doubled. Greenville. $2 super chat. Wait, why can't I hear anything? What's going on? Why can't I hear my donations? Why can't I hear anything? Is it not set up in Pivotal? Oh. That's so annoying. Let me see if I can fix this, guys. Give me a second. Sorry, not Pivotal in the way I'm looking at the screen. Okay, now it should be set up. I'm missing everything. $2 super chat from Matt. Are the totals going down in Virginia? Not a ton. We can go over that in a second. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, hopefully my donation sound and visual starts working. I like it. Greenville, yes. 2 inches. If everything goes wrong, and the National Weather Service thinks 2 inches. If it goes as planned, 6 inches, and if you get really lucky, 8 inches. But 6 inches in Greenville. There it is. Tony, $2 super chat. Should I delete Apple Weather? Yes. What does Apple Weather tell me? Okay, Tony, let's test this out, guys. Tony, what does Apple Weather say you're getting, and where are you? You don't have to give me your address. City, county, at least give me close. If you're in expected to get snow. Yeah, Greenville's totals have been going up. Charlotte's totals have been going up all day too. Charlotte, if you have the worst day ever, 5 inches, expected 8, high end 14. You guys know me. If I disagree with any of these totals, I'll usually tell you. Most of these I agree with. I'm a little concerned about Richmond. Richmond's expected 3 inches. We'll see. You guys could end up having more. We've seen our isobars collapse south off the coast, which is really driving this thing. But again, though, I still do expect a little snow up here, so Richmond might be okay. We've got expected an inch into Atlanta now, with the high end of 3 inches. Good for you guys. We'll see if it happens. Let's see. What did Tony say?
High end for an hour northeast of ATL.
Tony, for Saturday into Sunday, 3-ish. In Newport News. All right, let's see. Oh, and this page is down again.
For Saturday into Sun, 3-ish in Newport News.
Tanner, $2 super chat. High end for now. Okay, well let me get this to work. I mean I can look at this on Weatherbell as well. Let me just pull it up on Weatherbell. Weatherbell's not going to show me your high ends and all the good stuff, but I can pull up the National Weather Service expected. This is, I swear, ever since I started using this on stream, it starts crashing. I swear they need to pay me because I've been putting way too much traffic to this site. I think it's my fault, guys. I think it's my fault. Their servers can't handle it. Okay. I'm acting like I have that many viewers, but you know. Okay. Give me a second. Let's see. High end for an hour north of Atlanta. Well, here's the National Weather Service here. High end, I'm guessing they're going to put you 5 to 6 inches. 5 to 7 inches. For an hour north of Atlanta. I think that's possible on the high end. Hour north of Atlanta, you should probably only expect 1 to 3. But yeah, 5, 6 plus. That's on the table for you. Appreciate that, Tanner. For Saturday and Sunday, 3-ish in Newport News. No, that is, you could get more than that. Is that all Apple Weather says you're getting? In the Newport News? Aren't you guys down here? Your expected amount right now is 6 to 7 inches. Yeah, everyone laugh. Expected amount is 6 to 7 inches. There's no way Apple weather's underdoing your totals. There's no way. Hold up. Where's my phone? I got to check. I got to see this for myself. Give me a second, guys. 6, 7. Yeah, I see. I see you guys. Ha ha. Okay. Give me a second. I think I might have just updated. Hold phone. Hold up. I just wanted to check this. Nope, here comes my son. Here he comes. I can hear his footsteps. Okay, Fisher. Wow, it actually only it has like 1.5 inches in the Newport News. I've never seen Apple weather in my life underestimate the snow totals. That's crazy. Do you want to come say hi to the stream? Okay, funny. You want to come say hi to the stream? Hurry up. Get in here, sucker. No. Okay. What do you want to tell the stream? You can tell them whatever you want.
Everybody what you want.
No, you don't have to. Do you want to say hi, stream?
Say hi, stream.
What's Daddy doing?
How many inches of snow is Charlotte gonna get? Is it gonna get 2 or 10 inches?
10 inches.
Okay, how much snow is Newport News gonna get? Is it gonna get 1 inch or 8 inches?
I need to.
And Fisher,
8
can
inches?
you sing your favorite song?
But the hay is gonna hey. And the hay is gonna hey.
Name that song, guys.
Hey. But hay is gonna hey.
Hey.
Ribbons.
Name that song.
Shake it off.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, I didn't show him the song. My wife did, and now he doesn't stop singing it. Okay, love you. Oh, Lord. My wife made my son a Swiftie. It's not even 3. About to be.
Have they seen the photo?
Oh, yes. Oh, gosh. Pray for me. It's me versus them. He said the haters gotta hate it. He just walks around the house singing that. All right. Shake it off. It's okay. When he's in the car with me, we're listening to like Pop Smoke. You know what I mean? Old school Lil Wayne. I'm making sure he's educated. All right. Avicii. How's New Bern, North Carolina? You know what? I don't know. Is that even a real state? You know what I'm gonna do on this screen actually, because I've been using this app or this site Synoptic, and I like the visuals are very clean for stream. It's a very clean look for you guys. So let's do this. Let's see. Does it have the National Weather Service totals on here for me? Let's take a look. If it doesn't, we'll just use the euro, even though the euro is getting a little crazy. All right. Give me 1 second, guys, and I'm going to get back. We're going to do a speed round answering questions, I promise you. Because I know over on the talk, you guys have the top screen. All right. So there you go. Okay. All right, let's get into it. And, okay. Actually, let me do this so I can swap back in between them. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. We need to make this an efficient stream, guys. We need to make this an efficient stream. There we go. And let's close this other one out. All right. All right. And let's put this back here. Okay. We're back in business. Which model do you like the best for this weekend? well, at this point, I'm not going to doubt the Euro model 24 hours out. The Euro model, global models you shouldn't really be looking at global models once you get within 48 to 28 hours. You should be looking at short ranges like the HRRR and NAM. But what I've noticed with the HRRR and NAM is, well, with the HRRR, I don't trust it outside of 12 hours, and with the NAM, I never trust it. So that's my problem with both of those. I do like the Canadian short range though. Have we looked at the Canadian short range yet? That's one of my faves. Canadian 2.5 kilometer. Oh man, we're too far south here. You mother suckers. Okay. But you can see where the dry slot is on the Canadian short range. Right there. That confirms. That makes sense to me. HRRR 00Z. Could be big snow out there towards eastern North Carolina. Can you check Salisbury, I think it's Salisbury, North Carolina. Sure. What's this? Oh, we can do the double. Whoa, triple. Oh, we can compare them all. Oh wow, that's pretty cool. Sorry guys. Let me get this off. Sure. Sure. Okay, yeah. So Charlotte. Got it. I knew it was close to there. I lived in Charlotte. Sure, let's take a look at the latest for you guys. National Weather Service. We'll take a look at the low end, expected, and high ends for you. Yeah, I mean you guys are pretty far north. You guys are pretty far north of Charlotte. So okay, 8 inches. Let's take a look right here. 5 inches on the low end. If things go wrong, 8 inches expected. Your high end is ridiculous. There's about a 10% chance you guys get 1.5 feet of snow into Salisbury. Yeah, I think that's possible. It's going to be snowing for a very long time. I don't actually think exactly where they're showing here, but I think it's going to be snowing for a very long time through this area. Specifically. But for a lot of us in North Carolina, it's going to be snowing for a very, very long time. I say a lot of us like I live there. I just used to live there. Mel, William, Lake with the astronaut. Lake, I appreciate you. Jem, what's going on? Diamond. Mel, May, Missy. Lamona, JC. One of none. South Charlotte. Yeah, South Charlotte, expect it. 8 inches. Almost the same as Salisbury. Expected 8 inches. Low end 5, but the high end 14. Myrtle Beach totals expected in high end. Let's see. Expected 4 inches, high end a foot. Remember, that high end's only about a 10% chance you see that. Your low end is 2%. You know what's fun on this, guys? You can take, I don't know if you can see it, but the National Weather Service at this range will give you actual percentages. Listen, I'm not going to lie. When storm, like I've been talking about this storm since last Friday. Okay? I like telling you guys what I think my own totals are going to be. And I'll tell you if I think some of these are wrong. But once we're 24 hours out, my brain wants to shut off, and the National Weather Service does pretty good at this range. They should. When you're 24 hours, 36 hours away from a storm, you're averaging all our short ranges together, and there's obviously things that I can help you out with in terms of if I actually think the NWS snow totals are correct, or if I would change them, or who could get a dry slot, or who could see mixing that could bring their totals down. But for the most part at this range, I'd say I probably agree with 80 to 85% of what the National Weather Service has for their low end expected and high end. But what's cool here is you can see here, so like Myrtle Beach, you can go down to each percentage. All right? They give you a 96% chance for a dusting, a 93% chance for an inch of snow, a 90% chance for 2 inches of snow, 72% chance for 4 inches of snow, basically a 50% chance. Wow, that seems high. A 50% chance for 6 inches of snow. 50-50. And listen, they give you a 12% chance for a foot of snow. But you can actually literally go into the numbers. It's crazy. It's cool that they set that up. You answered this yesterday, but did the high and low change for the North Carolina foothills? Kind of depends where you are, but most of this is the same. I'd probably use for the North Carolina foothills, I mean, the real foothills up here, like Morgantown, or sorry, Morganton. I would, the thing is, some people consider Charlotte up to Statesville, even up to Winston-Salem foothills, because that's where your elevation starts drastically increasing once you get to Charlotte. Right before Charlotte, actually. So, like, a lot of people consider the foothills starting, like, here and up. Some people consider the foothills literally, like, up here right before you get into the mountains. So, it depends how you look at it. But we take a look in the middle here. The foothills are still low end 4, expected 7 inches, high end 13 inches. NWS probabilistic precipitation. It's probabilistic portal. Probabilistic portal. Norfolk, Virginia. Look at that. I think your totals have came up a little bit. You guys are expected about 8.5 inches with 16 inches on the high end and 3 inches on the low end. I want to take a look at our models again real quick because I want to tell you what we're looking at here is going to be a little bit lagged. It might not be fully updated. So let's take a look at the latest models. Are we seeing? I know the latest Euro actually increased our precipitation in central to western North Carolina. So let's take a look at the latest and let's see if we're expecting more snow than even what I'm telling you now, or if maybe we could see a little bit less. Let's do that real quick. DC is going to be tough. DC is expected none. Your high end is 4 inches, but expected none. Okay, let's take a look. Let's go through our models. New GFS is coming out soon. Let's take a look at the national blend, the latest national blend. There it is. Oh, man, that's really come off the coast, huh? There it is. Let's go into the southeast. All right. The latest national blend, and you have to remember, this is not just all models put together, but all their operational runs or all their members. It's pretty good to look at. It averages out everything for you. Charlotte, about 8 inches. Upstate South Carolina, the national blend doesn't really like you. So this is one of those areas that I'm talking about where I would say the NWS is being very generous here as we get out towards Anderson, Greenwood, South Carolina, that kind of far western South Carolina. Another area, NWS is being pretty nice to Myrtle Beach. I think the national blend has you getting a little bit less snow. Honestly, for the most part, though, this is pretty similar. This is pretty similar. The national blend is pretty similar to what they're showing. Not identical. I'm trying to take a look at some of the differences. The national blend actually puts almost 1 to 3 inches through Baltimore and DC. And this is taking into account all the new models that have come out that maybe the National Weather Service hasn't kind of plugged in yet. So right now they expect it from the National Weather Service in Washington and Baltimore, 0 inches of snow, while the national blend is showing 2 to 3. But it's hard to trust the national blend because, and I've kind of said this before, the areas in the light blue, I would take your totals down maybe an inch or two. The areas in the darkest pinks, I'd probably put your totals up an inch or two because that's the confidence area. And even in the dark pink areas, that's including models that show no snow there. In the light blue area, most models show no snow, but a couple do, which is why you have the light blues, the 1 to 2 inches there. You just have to kind of know how to look at the model right. But you can definitely see on the national blend where the opportunity lies. Again, 2-3 inches through Baltimore, through DC, going up the coast. The national blend tries to get snow through Bucks County, out through Philly, northern Jersey, Hudson Valley. I don't know about this. Pretty much all of Mass, Connecticut, and then southeastern New Hampshire, and then pretty much all of eastern, south and eastern Maine. That's because it's accounting for some members that the operational runs aren't showing. Yalibo, Casavet, Life, William, what is poppin'? Mel, what's going on? Jen and Lake. Let's see. Jason GB said Pentago, North Carolina. California, Maryland, we'll go over that too. Florida has a chance for snow, yes. We'll talk about that too. Not a great chance. What was it? Pentago, North Carolina, is that a thing? I must be spelling it wrong. I'm never going to find this place. What was it? Hold up. 1 second, guys. Pentago. Pentago? I had to have said it right one of those times. I've given every version. Oh, you're right out there to the east. Yeah, I would have just said East Central. Make my life a lot easier. East Central, North Carolina. You guys are looking at the expected 13 to 14 inches. That's ridiculous. High end 16 inches out there. Good snow. Good snow potential out there. Did someone say California, Maryland? Cali? You guys are, yeah, okay, you guys are right up there. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. National Weather Service. California, Maryland. Expected 2 inches. They've got you in the high end at 8 inches. I'm going to guess their low end gives you no snow. It does. So, I don't know. I think you guys could get closer to your high end. I wouldn't say your high end of 8 inches, but I think you guys could hit that 2 to 3 mark. Holy crap. I appreciate you. TGIF. Well, not yet, but it's close. It's very close. Project. Yeah, Florida does have a chance of snow, which is kind of interesting. Let's see if any of the models show it there, okay? Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Does the Euro show any snow into Florida? Surface precipitation, please. Nope. Hello? Euro, surface, and precipitation. Simulated radar. Okay. What's the Euro think? Do we get Gulf effect snow? The Euro says absolutely not. We do not get Gulf effect snow. Let's take a look at the HRRR. 00Z. Does the HRRR give us Gulf effect snow, guys? What do you think? What do you think? Yes or no? We're about to learn today. Here we go. Here's the thing. I don't know that we don't have some snow falling with this, because our temperatures are pretty cold down here. We're below freezing in here. And this type of pattern would not be warm nosing us, would not be putting warm air aloft. So that's the thing. If you do get any sort of anything up here, it's funny because I think if you look at the high end from the National Weather Service, look, they have snow. They have a dusting of snow from Hernando Beach down to almost Palm Harbor. You could get some in Orlando. You could get some in Central Florida, up Northern Florida. You could get a little Gulf effect snow. Don't expect to see mass accumulation outside, though. Could be snowing, though, in the morning. GFS doesn't come out for another 10 minutes. Jeez. Sumter, South Carolina, snow totals high and low. Let's take a look. Take a gander. Sumter, South Carolina. You're out there right in the center of the state. Nice. Nice. Oh, I was in North Carolina. I'm such a dummy. I'm such a dummy. I'm getting lost. What are you east of? Hey, if you're close to Columbia, we're not going to talk, and I'm not going to tell you your totals. What is it close to? Or was it in North Carolina? Wait, Sumter? Yeah, Sumter, South Carolina. Okay. It really doesn't matter. I don't have to get that exact with your totals. You're out here somewhere. There you are. Yeah, so right now, 6.5 inches is your expected. Here, let's just do this. Right now, for you, low end 3 inches, expected 6 inches, high end 13. Seems a little aggressive for me. I'll accept it though. I'll accept it. I will accept it. I will. North Myrtle Beach on North Carolina and South Carolina border. Yeah, we already went over that. Expected around 6 inches. I think your high end. Low end 2 inches. Expected. What? Okay. Expected 4 inches. High end 13 inches. Low end 2 inches in that area. April Lynn, I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys want to see something funny? Should I make this the new Connor's Climate Corner logo? Or should I have this flash on the screen playing some sort of aggressive music every time someone sends a cowboy hat? Some sort of country music while I go, yeehaw, ride 'em, cowboy, and this just flashes on the screen. I think that's what I should do. Yes. Okay, yeah. I'm going to make that work. I was trying to work on that before this stream, but I didn't want to be late. You guys know me. I'm always late. 2 hats. I told... I wanted to... Yeah! Ride 'em, cowboy. Y'all, did I get it? What happened to Eastern North Carolina? Eastern North Carolina is getting buried by snow. Buried. Buried. Take it to the bank. Let's take a look at our low ends. If a volcano erupts in eastern North Carolina as the snowstorm's moving over, making the temperature above eastern North Carolina go up by 100 degrees in 2 hours, absolute worst case scenario ever. The National Weather Service thinks you guys are blanketing under 5 to 6 inches of snow still. Congratulations. Congratulations. All right, I'm gonna do speed round answering questions, and you guys know what that means. If you tell me the name of if you tell me you live in a small city, or name a small city you know I've never heard of, or a county I've never heard of, I have to skip you because we're doing a speed round. That doesn't mean I won't answer you. Just instead of saying the small city, say like Central North Carolina, Southeastern North Carolina, South or East Central, Northwestern South Carolina, South Central Virginia. Just give me like 20 minutes west of Charlotte. Like give me something geographical to work with, all right? Please. Oh, thanks, B. That works. Appreciate you putting that on. Appreciate that. Live. Yeah, that works. Love it. All right, ready? We're going to start in 15 seconds. Let me take a sip, and I'm going to answer as many questions as I can. Yeehaw, ride him, cowboy. Yeehaw, ride him, cowboy. Oh, my gosh. I wasn't paying attention. Why doesn't... I feel like I should put my chat box over here, but I think you guys can see... No, then you guys can see it. I guess you guys can see the chat box anyways, huh? You know what I just realized? How do people get chat running across their screen? I'm sorry, we're starting, but how do people get chat running across their screen? Wait. Hold up. Yeah, show on scene? Yes, that's fine. 1 second. I might have just figured something out. Auto translate comments posted in other languages? Sure. Floating window? Maybe I should just have you guys, your chat up when I'm over here. No. Okay, I'm going to figure that out for next stream, too. All right, we're going to make this a little bit better for next stream. All right. Okay. All right, let's do it. Speed round. All right. Oh, my God, everyone's okay. Knoxville, Tennessee, high-low. Sure. Knoxville, Tennessee, high-low. Let's just get right into it. Low end 1 inch, expected 2 inches, high end 8 inches. Take it to the bank, cash it, boom. Big snow for New York City? Probably not. I still think you're going to get some flakes, maybe even a dusting to an inch here. 40 minutes west of Richmond, Virginia. Thank you. That's how we like to hear it. You guys are expected to get around 3 inches out there. We'll just click on any of these because it's not going to be a major difference. Low end trace, expected 2, high end 9 inches. Atlanta. Let's go. This is an area that's going to be, I can already tell you, and again, I'm not just going to read off here, but low end 0 inches, I 100% agree. There's a chance you guys see no snow. Expect it 1 inch, high end 3 inches. I'd put your high inch up at like 5 inches. I think there's I think you can get some heavy snow pulled in around the back here. Small chance of that, but yeah, I think 1 to 2 inches. Expect it's fine. Yeah, I may talk about your area during the speed round so you don't have to keep asking the same question. True, Yali. Someone said Charleston. Yeah, you guys are expected 2.5. Low end, 1/2 inch. High end, 4 inches. Not too bad. Not too bad. Chattanooga. Chattanooga. Low end, 0. Expected 1/2 inch. And high end, 2 inches. Love it. Good for you. Virginia Beach. Virginia Beach. Oh, spicy Virginia Beach. Expected almost 10 inches of snow. High end 17, low end 5 inches. I'd love to be at Virginia Beach right now. Rock Hill, South Carolina, southwest of Charlotte. Yeah, I actually do know where Rock Hill is. I said that and then I zoomed in and I'm like, wait, yeah, there it is. All right, I worked right north of Rock Hill. Low end 4 inches, expected 7, almost 8. I would say expected 8. In Rock Hill, high end 13. Nobody told me you start it. All right, let me take some of yours over here. Herbert, North Carolina. I told you I can't do small cities right now. You got to tell me where it is. North Carolina girls are nice for the most part. Actually, wait. Yeah. Okay. Dry spots in Charlotte. Yeah, we were talking about dry my opinion, and I'm sticking with it, is we're gonna get a little bit of a dry slot through this area. I could be completely wrong. Dry slots are like impossible until you're 12 hours out. And we are not 12 hours out. We're closer to 24. Could set up here. I don't know. I think Charlotte's going to be okay. I think we could get a little bit early through here. And then I think we could get a bigger dry slot through here. Again, you don't not get snow if you get a dry slot. But instead of getting 9 inches, you get 5 inches. It can mess up your snow a little bit. 2 hours east of Knoxville. You're way up in the mountain, huh? All right, let's pretend you're right here. Let's pretend you're up in here somewhere for fun. Low end 4 inches, expected 6, high end a foot. Atlanta, Georgia. Already talked about that. There's definitely a chance you get no snow. They're saying expected 1 inches. I would say you should be mad if you get under 1.5 inches or 2 inches in Atlanta. You should definitely riot and protest if you get under 2 inches of snow in Atlanta. Okay, and then high end 3 inches. Greensboro, North Carolina. You guys are in a nice little location there. Low end 4 inches, expected 8 inches. High end, over 1.5 feet of snow. Greensboro, that's one of those areas I circled earlier. If you want my opinion and not just the National Weather Service, this area, especially north central North Carolina, you could be snowing for 30 hours straight, off and on, moderate to heavy. 45 minutes east of Raleigh. So, okay, so you're in the Atlantic Ocean. I'm just kidding. You're not that far. Let's check. Let's see what's going on out there. 5 inches low end. If you have a horrible day and a volcano erupts and the sky is falling, you still end up with 5 inches of snow. You'll probably have school off, though. 8 inches expected, 15 inches on the high end. Atlantic City, New Jersey. Why would you be there? What are you doing in Atlantic City? You could get no snow. It is true if the storm continues to trend, you could get no snow. That is definitely a possibility. Expected an inch, high end 11 inches. I still want to say expected 2 inches, but that's fine. Expected an inch, high end close to a foot. Yeah. Low end 0. Okay, yeah. Here's your range in Atlantic City. Nothing to a foot. And usually I'd get mad seeing the National Weather Service or the Euro or anything else model suggesting such a swing. But with the nor'easter, that's how it is. It's going to be a compact snowstorm moving up the coast. Any little wobble is going to give you a ton of snow or no snow. It checks out. It checks out. We already went over Raleigh, North Carolina, but we'll do it again. We'll do it again. Screw it. We'll do it live. Low end 5 inches expected. 9 inches of snow into Raleigh. High end 17 inches if you get a little lucky. When I say high end, all right, Long Island, I got you. Thanks, Allie. When I say high end and low end, your high end and low end are a 10% chance of happening. There's a 10% chance you get the low end, 10% chance you get the high end. There's a 80 to 90% chance you get the expected. I wouldn't say 80 to 90% chance, but I'd say like a 60 to 7% chance you get the high or within an inch or two of the expected. Going up to Long Island, Eastern Long Island, you're expected to 1 to 2 inches with the high end of 6 inches and nothing on the low end. You're going to want to be central to Eastern because once you get into Western Long Island, your expected is a dusting. I guess your high end's still 3 inches into New York City. 30 minutes south of Richmond, Virginia. 30 minutes south of Richmond, Virginia. We'll call you here. Low end, everything goes wrong. You get an inch of snow. You're expected to get 5 inches, and you could get a foot. A whole foot. Show the new NAM snow amounts. Okay, if you're going to make me. Okay. Yes, Mom. Sorry. All right, let's take a look. What do you want, the NAM short range? NAM 3K? Is that what we're looking at? What are we looking at? The NAM 3K? Don't tell me you're looking at the NAM 2K at this range. If you're talking about the NAM 2K or 12K, I'm not looking at it. That's a waste of time. Let's look at the NAM 3K at this range. Oh, no. Oh, no. And this is the model I like. Oh, my gosh. No. No. Charlotte's in the dry slot. No, I'd actually rather, if you're in Charlotte, you probably like that 24 hours out you're in the dry slot because models are going to shift right until the storm moves in. So this is probably going to go west or east. I think it's going to go east though. But anyways, that's the new NAM. Wow, that's bringing snow very far south. What are the totals down there to the south? Holy smokes. All right, let's take a look at the totals here. Kuchera. Oh my gosh, it only puts 4 inches into Charlotte. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't see that happening. Let's compare that to the HRRR00Z. The HRRR in NAM. Just find some dry slotting in here, guys. Someone's going to get screwed. Man, the short ranges are doing weird things. The short ranges are really just absolutely choking snow out. So sporadic. This, you can see the dry pocket on the HRRR right here. I'm not convinced this is where it's going to be. But that's where it is there. And then one more time the NAM. One more time the NAM 3K. Well, you get a little bit out there to the you get a little bit of you get a little bit here and you get a little bit here. Just in the foothills. Something to pay attention to though. think they're too low with their totals. $1 super chat. Let's see if the question comes in. Megan, I appreciate you. I appreciate the super chat. Faithful. Okay, we're gonna get back to speed answering questions. GFS is wild. Oh, did the new GFS come out? It did. Peachtree, Georgia. Finally gonna get some snow? Well, let's take a look. It's going to be a close call for you. Probably. I think you're going to get snow. You get a little bit of accumulation. What are our expectations for Peachtree right now? All right, let's do this. We'll do this because that's going to be low end 10% chance, no snow. Expected an inch, high end 4 inches. I think you guys could get 2 inches. Short ranges are shifting south. I don't believe that they're going to, in the totals, they're choking out, but I do believe we could see a little bit more snow a little bit farther south than expected. Fayetteville. Everything goes wrong. Your low end's 5 inches. Your expected's 9, and your high end is 1.5 foot of snow, 18 inches. What was I about to do, guys? I was about to do something. I was about to do something important. Northeast Georgia totals. Let's take a look. Low end 1, expected 4, high end 6. It could be above that.
What's the snow totals for Roanoke, Virginia?
$2 super chat from Gray. What's the snow totals for Roanoke, Virginia? Let's turn this off. I look at these cities like 18 times a day, but I look at so many cities, I get confused. Sorry, guys. Forgive me. There we are. Snow totals for Roanoke, Virginia. We'll do low end, expected, and high end. Okay, and then I want to talk about a little bit of this stuff. I'm going to go over the whole area. I'm going to give you my expectations for the whole area. Okay. All right, Roanoke, Virginia. You should be like right here. Where are you? There you are. Low end 1 inch, expected 4 inches. 10% chance you get up to 12 inches. Chance you get over 6 inches of snow in Roanoke, 46%. Chances you get at least 4 inches in Roanoke, 65%. Okay, really quickly, because everyone's asking about snow in their areas and whatnot. Let's just talk about this for a second. Let's compare some models and let me tell you my thoughts for everyone. So you'll all get an answer here. All right?
Is February looking good as for another nor'easter? Also love these streams.
Santino, $5 super chat. Oh my gosh, you're always so generous. Yes, it is looking great. Cold air once again, and I feel bad saying this because the West and the Rockies have been struggling, but cold air once again does want to favor the East. Who do I think has the chance for the biggest snowstorms? Not the most frequent, but the biggest snowstorms in February? Right there. Right there. I'm not going to go over it now. Watch my video I posted today and yesterday and the day before and the day before. I explain why. All right. I'm not, trust me, there's a reasoning behind this. I talk about it in every single video. Razaki, Naila, I appreciate you. Who do I think is going to see the most frequent snowstorms in February? Right there. MF, most frequent. B. S. Biggest snow. Okay, MF and BS. Biggest snow, most frequent snow. All right. February, we're going to call this 6 to 8 clippers. Here, we're going to call 1 to 2 megastorms, MS. And then we're going to call this out here. We're going to call this. What do I want to call this? Let's see. What do I want to call this? Dry and hot. All right. It's actually not going to be that. it's winter. It's going to be kind of cool, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I think we get a thaw out east. I think we get a little bit cool down, a little snow into the Rockies, into the west as we get into at some point in February. But yeah, it looks crazy out east, guys. It really does. New GFS. That's right. That's what I was doing. Well, let's look at the new GFS. I'm going to explain to you what I think, how I think this is going to play out. Let's take a look at the new GFS, everyone. Let's do it. Let's get into it. All right. GFS. Brand new. Breaking news. That's as far as it's loaded. You guys got me excited. Breaking news. No, still staying somewhat close to the coast. Okay. What is okay. 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 There's the latest snow. Just cutting off before Atlanta. We'll see about that. Eastern Tennessee. 8 inches into Charlotte. 9 to 11 into the Research Triangle. Good swath of, we'll call it 8 to 10 inches out here towards the coast. The reason these are lower is maybe it sees a little mixing out here along the coast, like actual like barrier islands. Upstate South Carolina looks good. Appalachia looks good. Pretty far south here. Very far southern snow line up there. Which is interesting. I want to see what the new timing on this is. When does our snow begin to fall? Sped up. This storm sped up a little bit. I mean, you could even get technically snow as we get into tomorrow night around 9 p.m. We could get snow moving into central North Carolina if it speeds up anymore. What else do we have? Do we have the Canadian? Canadian's loading right now. Got it. That's good to know. Yeah, HRRR, we already got the 00Z. I don't think we're going to be getting a new NAM for a while. There's the dry slot. Okay. The NAM 3K puts the dry slot exactly where I think it's going to be, actually. Taking a look at this. Okay, this is the dry slot on the NAM 3K. This is a model I like, too. That's the dry slot on the NAM 3K. Listen, I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, fine. Come back and yell at me. Okay? Also, my hater blockers are on now, so I don't care if I'm wrong. Deal with it. Cry about it. Go cry to your mommy. That's where I think the dry slot's going to be, guys. Right through there. Okay? Right through there. That's where the dry slot's going to be, in my opinion. Am I a little bit biased because I don't want my friends in Charlotte to get no snow? Maybe. But I've also been saying this is where I think it's going to be, or this is where I've been thinking it's going to be for probably the last 48 hours. So now that's probably the best place for the dry slot to set up because you guys get front end and back end snow. So even if like Raleigh, Durham, down to Fayetteville, Sanford, let's see, out towards Rockingham, even if you guys do get dry slot, you're probably still going to end up with over 6 inches. Well, you could still end up with, we'll say, 4 to 6 inches of snow if you do get it. I don't know if you're going to get it, guys. You guys might be perfectly fine. Don't worry. This is extremely hard to predict, but that's where I think it's going to happen. There's a NAM 3K. All right. When you see this lighter blues, when you're taking a look at the future reflectivity, the darker blues tend to be an actual compact, big bulk of snow moving. The lighter blues, you could have like just sparse storms in here. It could actually not be snowing in there. JCast with a galaxy. Holy crap, JCast. Welcome back to the stream. I appreciate you. So, Cherry, Janilla Ice. Jen, that is a great nickname. Janilla Ice. Love that for you. Is Philly getting nothing? Yeah, your high end is like 3 inches in Philly. If you get really lucky, you could get a few inches of snow. We saw wobbles east, west, eventually east 1. And I think we all know that I said that was my gut feeling because it happens in 70, 80% of the time. My gut feeling ended up being correct. Always trust your gut. And I said and I've been saying for 5 days, no matter what happens, I think the Carolinas are going to get good snow. The gut was right. The gut's been right since last Friday. You guys were really pushing me. You guys were really pushing me to want to say this thing was going to cut up the coast and be a bomb cyclone nor'easter. The gut's always right.
How big do you think the snow shield could get?
How big do you think the snow shield could get? Elaborate for me, Ethan. $2 super chat. I appreciate you. Are we talking about, do I think like this is correct? Could we see this expanded out, right? Could we see this filling in? I know because the snow shield's not really much on the NAM. I think the NAM 3K is underestimating how big this could get. The HRRR is being a little more aggressive. I think the HRRR could be correct. This is a really good angle, really good location for the low to form to actually bulk in. Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. So, well, at least the NAM has it more kind of congruent. Listen, we're going to have somewhere between a 1,001 to like a 996 low that's probably rapidly deepening as it's moving up the coast. We're going to be wrapping in moisture. I think some of these models are underestimating the snow shield. Let's take a look at the Euro. I think the Euro has it more accurate. I mean, again, the light blues, this isn't going to be all fill-in snow, but I think the short ranges are choking out the snow a little bit too much. I do think we'll have some snow falling up in central Virginia. I do expect it in southeastern Kentucky. I do even think we could get it further west in Tennessee. And the Euro looks correct here from what I would expect. What's the GFS show here? Let's take a look. What's the GFS show? Yeah, I'm fine with that. The short range models have a really small snow shield. I don't think it's going to be this bad. I don't think it's going to be that bad. Even though I like where this is dry slotting, and I like the main locations it's putting down heavy snow. I expect a little bit of snow around this. Let's see. I have never been able to do it. Oh, I'm just picking up on your guys' conversation. Gastonia, North Carolina. Dry slot possible? Aren't you guys west of Charlotte? Aren't you guys west of Charlotte? Gastonia? If I remember correctly. Yeah. Yeah, you could get a dry slot in there. There's two areas these models see the potential for a dry slot. Well, they've always seen the potential for the dry slot here, and I've been calling the dry slot to the east for a while, but it's going to be somewhere in here or it's going to be somewhere out here. Which one's going to win? Okay, this is number 1. This is number 2. We're going to run a poll. We're going to run a poll, and then we're going to do another speed round, and I'm going to answer as many questions as I can for you guys. We're going to run a poll. All right? Let's see. If it lets me and it doesn't make me wait. Okay. Dry slot in location 1 or dry slot in location 1, 2, save. Let me run it. Start. We'll get it there. We're going to run a poll. Okay, good. I want to see what people think. All right, I got polls running on TikTok and YouTube. What do we think? Who gets the dry slot? Let's see. Location 1 is winning on both. Okay. I love how much faith you guys have in me. You know what? I love that the majority of people in my stream are saying I'm wrong. I can't wait. I can't wait until it's location 2. Listen though, it could be 1. It could be 1, but thanks guys. You all say you really trust me. No, I know. There's a lot of you who did say too. There's a lot of you. I see. There's a lot of you that agree with me. I know, but there's more of you that disagree with me, which is funny. I understand why you probably disagree with me though. But listen, the European, which we all love, the European model shows it in location 1. Okay. All right, we got 30 votes. 5 more seconds to vote on both. 5 more seconds to vote on both. Let's see what the percentage is. $2 super chat from
Still
Ethan.
love you can dog. Kissing face emoji.
Still love you, corn dog. Appreciate that. Okay. All right. Okay, cool. So 20 to 13. 20 votes to disagree with me to 13 agree with me over on TikTok. And I think, did I stop it over here? Close, end poll. What did we end up with over on YouTube? 60% of you disagreed with me. Cool. Honestly, though, like I said, this is so hard to predict, so I'm not offended. Because I could be wrong. But if I'm not, I'm going to remember it forever. And then I'm going to go back into my VOD. I'm going to rewatch whoever voted against me. And then I'm going to ban you from my channel forever. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, guys. I wouldn't do that. I'm just kidding, guys. I wouldn't do that. I seriously wouldn't do that. Or would I? All right, questions. Let's get back to it. Let's do a speed round. I'm going to answer as many questions as I can. If you guys want to know your low expected high, just ask low expected high. Tell me where you are. If you're in a small city, don't tell me the small city. Tell me 20 miles north of a major city or 30 miles east of a major city or south central Georgia or east central North Carolina. Give me a geographical place if you're in a county or a city you think I've never heard of. Okay, speed round. Let's go. Let's answer some questions. Did the totals from Myrtle Beach go down? I don't really know what the totals were before, but they're still pretty good in Myrtle Beach. I mean, I would say expecting 4 inches with a high of a foot is pretty good. Yeehaw! Ride him, cowboy. Sorry, I missed that cowboy hat. So, Chair, appreciate that. Jody Smokey, what's going on? Will rise? Constance, appreciate you. Dr. Matt, did the totals go up for Minnesota this weekend? It's a good question. It's a good question. Let's get up to our expected. Around Minneapolis area, they're up. Expected an inch, high end 2 inches. Big snowstorm for Minneapolis. Just kidding. Between Hickory and Charlotte. Well, I don't know where Hickory is. It could be north, south, east, or west of Charlotte. I'm gonna scan real quick for you. I'm scanning. Scanning. All right, you're getting Charlotte totals. 5 inch low end expected. 8 inches high end 14. $2 super chat from. I appreciate that $2 super chat. What's the totals for Florence, South Carolina? Northeast, South Carolina. Florence, it's weird for saying northeast because it's really east. But yeah, Florence, if everything goes wrong, you're still expected to get 4 inches of snow. Or if everything goes wrong, you'll get 4 inches of snow. You're expected to 7 inches. Your high end is 14. About a 10% chance to get 14 inches. Patrick, I appreciate sub over on YouTube. What does Norfolk, Virginia look like? Norfolk, Virginia look like? Yeah, we've been going over this one a lot. Low end 4 inches, expected 8 inches. High end 17 inches. Low high 20 minutes west of Charlotte. We'll call you Gastonia. Even if you're not in Gastonia, it's the same. 20 miles north, 20 miles south, 20 miles west. 4 inches low end, 7 inches expected, 14 inches high end. Best guess for DC. I've been seeing those ice bars collapse off the coast. I think DC is going to end up with a dusting to nothing. I'm just going to say it at this point. I've been seeing those ice bars collapse off the coast. All right. Okay. Next question about ratios. Is it better to have a 10-to-1 or a 15-to-1 or a 20-to-1 ratio? Native American Spirit Flute Music. That is a very long name. Very rolls off the tongue nice, though. It depends. So do you want to get buried in snow? Or do you just want a little dusting? It depends. If you want to get buried in snow, you probably want a 20-to-1 ratio. Because that means for every 1 inch of precipitable water that falls from the sky, that 1 inch of rainfall translates into 20 inches of snow. Because it is so cold that as the rain falls and it turns into ice crystals, those ice crystals expand much faster than they would in a 10-to-1 ratio. It becomes extremely dense and it stacks on top of itself much faster. 10 to 15 miles northwest of Columbia, South Carolina. I got you. Yeah, guys, if you're on TikTok, look, I'm gonna keep streaming on TikTok. I don't know what's gonna happen with it though, at least for now. I'm really making a push on YouTube. If you guys are new here, what was that? 15 minutes to northwest of Columbia, something like that. Yeah, I'm gonna keep answering all your questions. Bad day, 3 inches. Expected 7 inches. High end, a foot of snow. You know, I should probably be showing you the screen. You guys can take a little gander at this. Real quickly, guys, if it's your first time in my stream, welcome. We do have mods in here. If people are answering your questions, they probably know what they're talking about because they're in all my streams and they hear me talk about this stuff a lot. I really appreciate everyone being in here. Appreciate the follows, appreciate the subs, appreciate the gifts, appreciate you just being in the stream, helping my algorithm talking. You don't have to gift, you don't have to sub, even you just being here. I really appreciate it. I try and stream every day. I try and post every day. I probably should get back to doing it, taking 1 day off or 2 days off a week, which I might, but pretty much every single day. And I also have a Discord. And give me 30 seconds and I'm going to get back to answering all your questions. I also have a Discord that's completely free for you to join. And all the models I look at here, while we're on stream, everything is in my Discord. Every single morning, I spend about an hour updating my Discord. I come in here into Snowfall updates, and I upload the latest from the National Weather Service, 24 to 48-hour snowfall, the latest national blended models, 120-hour snowfall, the latest HRRR high-definition rapid refresh, 3-kilometer 48-hour snowfall forecast, the latest NWS 72-hour expected / high-end snow and ice totals, temperature updates, not just day 1, lows and highs, not just day 2, lows and highs, 6 to 14 day, and your 7-day temperature anomalies. Same with the rainfall. Same with NWS alerts going on around the country. Every single day it's refreshed. Every single day it's new information. Severe weather, tornado risk zones, high wind risk zones, hail risk zones, extended severe weather forecast. Severe weather forecast from Colorado State University. It's a really good college. A lot of people don't know. They get ahead of the severe weather, even more than the SBC sometimes. Wildfire updates, earthquake updates, drought updates, volcano updates, Enzo updates, MJO, storm reports, hurricanes. If there's a tornado warning issued, it's immediately in my Discord within 3 seconds. It's attached to the NWS, and you can actually ask it. You can say, go in here, hit summary, and ask the AI, hey, is this tornado going to go over my house? And it'll answer you. You can actually answer you in here. Severe weather, thunderstorms, flood warnings, PDS alerts, SBC updates, NHC, WPC, space weather, weather links, every link I use. It's completely free. I get nothing out of it. I just spent a long time making it, so I want everyone to use it because what's the point of spending 100 hours working on something if no one uses it? If you want to join, just add Connor's Climate Corner. Connor's Climate Corner HQ. Connor's Climate Corner HQ in the Discord. Or just go to any single one of my YouTube videos, not my shorts, not my live streams. Just go on my YouTube page, any one of my YouTube videos, and just go into the description box. The link for my Discord's right there. Just click it, you join. Completely free. I'm in there, and I talk to you guys off stream, and I tell you when I'm going live, when the videos are coming out too. Let's get back to it. Speed round. I want to keep answering your guys' questions. Jared, $2 super chat. I appreciate that. I'm guessing you had a question. Let me just look real quick. Jared, what's the Rhode Island snow look like this weekend? Well, let's take a look at the latest. Rhode Island, pretty much 1 to 2 inches is expected across the state, but there is still a chance we get a little wobble to the west. And, okay, there's a little chance we get a wobble to the west and you guys end up with 10 inches. You guys are another one of those areas that is on the tightrope of you get a lot or you don't get a lot. Your low end is 0. Your high end is a foot. 0 to 12 inches, according to the National Weather Service. And as stupid as that sounds, I agree with the National Weather Service. It's going to be a close call for you guys. Any wobble 20 miles west, 20 miles east as this storm tilts negatively tilts and moves up the coast is going to completely affect your snow totals. What I don't think is going to change is expect as we get into late Saturday into Sunday, strong winds, tropical storm to hurricane force gusts at times potentially surge along the coast. Coastal flooding is possible. You're going to have a full moon, high tides. It's going to get wet and wild on your beautiful Rhode Island beaches. I know there are probably a lot of people out at the beaches in Rhode Island in late January, right? Definitely. Okay. Appreciate that, Jared. $2 super chat from Matt. Mecklenburg, Virginia totals, even with the dry slot. Let's take a look, and then I'm getting back to speed round here. Mecklenburg. All right, even with the dry slot, you guys are right up there to the northwest of the research triangle. Well, let's take a little look-see, why don't we? That area, we're going to go right here. 2 inches low end, 7 inches expected, 1.5 foot on the high end. 10% chance of that. Matt, I appreciate the $2 super chat. Sandy Springs, Georgia. Man, you guys just don't get the whole speed round thing, do ya? Do ya? Making me look up every single location. All right. Okay, all right. And we could have just said Atlanta, but all right. We could have just said Atlanta. You guys are expected. And again, I'm not even going to click on Sandy Springs. I'm going to click on Atlanta because that's the best I can do. You guys could end up with no snow. You really realistically could end up with no snow. You are expected an inch. I've told you guys around Atlanta. I think that you could definitely hit 2 inches, but your high end is 3. You're going to be cold. You're going to have a nice snow ratio. I think you'll get a little bit extra moisture wrapping around the back there. I do. $2 super chat from Matt. Mecklenburg, Virginia. Wait. Oh, I already answered that one. Sorry. I got to scroll down. $2 super chat from Sugar Shame. What's going on? I appreciate you. Hey, what do the totals look like for Chesapeake, Virginia? All right. Chesapeake, Virginia Beach. Got it. Chesapeake, Virginia Beach. Let's take a quick look. And, let me refresh this. Let's see if we got some updated totals here. Chesapeake. All right. Let's take a look. 5 inches, low end. Worst day ever. 9 inches expected, 1.5 foot. 1.5 foot on the high end. 10% chance of about 1.5 foot of snow. 17 to 18 inches. Greenville. Let's take a look. Oops, I'm in North Carolina. Yeah, your totals have been rising over the last 24 hours. And we've been seeing a lot of models collapse down to the south and the southwest, especially the ensembles. I've been seeing the ensembles go southwest too, which means we have a ton of members who think we're going to get snow farther off into the southwest than expected, which is why, and I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but I have to tell you my truth, what I think, which is why I think Atlanta could overperform. I'm not saying Atlanta's going to get 6 inches of snow. I also don't think Atlanta's just going to get a dusting. I think you're getting a little bit of accumulation. Maybe more than expected. Maybe 2.5, 2 to 3 inches. Could be wrong. The trend's that way. I like it. Okay? Don't hold me to it. I'll deny it. 2 inches low end into Greenville. 6 inches expected. 8 inches high end. I think Greenville could have a higher end than that. 9+ inches high end. Dry slot just means less snow. Yes. If I say that you could get into a little bit of a dry slot, that doesn't mean you don't get snow. That means take a few inches off your total. But a lot of these areas are getting good snow anyways. Trying to speed round what? Well, a ton of people ask questions, and I'm only one person, so every now and then I just try to answer as many questions as I can. Chicago over the next 72 hours. Look at that. Chicago expected snow over the next 72 hours, 5 inches into the city. High end 5 to 6. Low end, Chicago, you got a little snow. Low end, like 2 inches. Have fun with that. Nice fluffy snow. It's cold up there. Michelle Sullivan, $2 super chat. Augusta, Georgia, border South Carolina, middle. It's tricky. Yeah. There you are. Augusta, Georgia, low end 1 inch. If everything goes wrong, we're still expected to get a nice fluffy inch. If everything goes wrong. 3 inches is expected, though. I'd call that plowable snow. 6 inches on the high end. You're another area I think could overperform. I believe Greenville gets 10 if we don't get dry slotted. Yeah, because upstate South Carolina, I think, will have a little bit of a dry air to start off. I don't think 10, maybe 8. How much snow for Charlotte? Your guys' totals have been going up all day. Charlotte right now, about 8.5 is expected. Biggest snowfall since 2014 in 12 years is expected. 14 on the high end, 5 inches on the low end. If you get dry slotted, I don't know. I still think, yeah, even if you get a bunch of dry air in the beginning, 5 inches is your minimum. I actually agree with that. 8 inches for Greenville. If you have a fantastic, wonderful day, it is possible to get 8 inches of snow. I'd expect closer to 4 to 5, though. Wilmington, North Carolina, odds we get blizzard conditions. I think the strongest winds are going to be up to your north and to your east. So I don't think you're going to get blizzard conditions. You could get close to blizzard conditions. You could get 34, 40 mile per hour wind gusts with heavy snow at times. I'm going to say I'll give you 10 to 20% chance to get blizzard conditions, but I think probably not. You don't want blizzard conditions. If you get too strong of winds, your expected 8 inches of snow is going to be 4 inches. So I don't know, Andrew. Do you want 4 inches of snow, or do you want the 8 inches that's expected? Blizzards screw up snow totals. They blow snow into the corner of a bank somewhere, or into the corner of a hill, or of a grocery store, and everyone's front yards has no snow. It looks really dumb. And in southeastern North Carolina, when you rarely get snow, you do not want a blizzard, because it won't put a nice blanket of snow everywhere, a nice 4, 5 to 8 inch blanket of snow everywhere. It'll get, I'm telling you, ruins your snow totals. I'm telling you, Andrew. Unless you just want the fun of saying you were in a blizzard. Robert, I appreciate the sub over on YouTube. Sorry, let me keep answering questions 1 second, guys. I need another Red Bull. What time is it? Just kidding, I shouldn't. How much for Clemson? What city are we talking about? Is Clemson in Clemson, South Carolina, or Georgia? Wait, where's Clemson? Yeah, South Carolina. Is Clemson in Clemson? Wow. They named the city after the college. Wow. Or did they name the college after the city? I'm going to say they named the city after the college. They just put a college in the middle of nowhere, but not in a city with the name, and then they named the city after it. That's what I'm going to say. Clemson. You guys are expected to get 4 inches of snow, 4.5 inches maybe, 7 inches on the high end, 2 inches on the low end. Greensboro. Wait, Oh, yeah, Greensboro, North Carolina. Sure, we can talk about that. We've talked about Greensboro a little bit. You guys are expected to get 8.5 inches, 4 inches on the low end, almost 20 inches on the high end, 10% chance if you guys get lucky. And I think you guys will avoid a dry slot altogether up there. Hold up. I hear my brother outside. Give me a second. I'm going to scare him. One second. Oh, wait. Ow. Shocked myself. All right, I'm back, guys. We are on Weatherwise right now. We are on Weatherwise, Nicholas. Right, $2 super chat from Connor Roberts. Connor, fantastic first name. I assume you're tall, handsome, and rich. Everyone loves you. A really strong name. Strong spelling. Yeah, strong. No, very, very, yeah, very great name. All right, high and lows for Chester, Virginia. You probably got like a 12-pack. All right, high low for Chester, Virginia. Will it pack on to prior snow? Where's Chester, Virginia again? Let's see. Okay, Richmond. You guys just try to trigger me. You guys just try to trigger me by doing that. I know you guys try to trigger me by doing that. We're okay. I know you try to trigger me by doing that. Okay, actually, I will say this. Chester is south of Richmond, and in this case, very few cases, it does matter that you're a little bit south of Richmond because totals go up pretty quickly there. Okay, Connor, benefit of the doubt. We should look at Chester over Richmond. I take back everything I said. Low end, 1 inch. Expected 4 inches. High end, a foot. The model trends are south. I'm a little bit nervous that you end up with closer to 3 inches than 4 inches that's expected. I would agree, though, high end is off the charts. 9 plus, 10 plus inches. Yeah, definitely. Durham, North Carolina. Durham, low end 4 inches expected. 8 inches, high end, a 1.5 feet of snow. Suddy. Does a big trend west from the Euro mean potential for Philly? It would. Philly still has a high end of like 3 to 5 because there's still a chance. Yeah. Is there any chance for DC? There is. It's really fading. It's fading quick, Marina. Mariana. Mariana? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I need to work on my pronunciation or my spelling. Pronunciation? Not pronunciation. What's that called when you don't know how to say words or the correct way they're spelled? You guys are like, I'm trusting this guy to tell me what's going on with the weather. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Is it pronunciation? Okay. How about Fayetteville, North Carolina? Fayetteville, not a bad place to be. Unless you're watching my stream, because that's where I think your dry slot's going to slide in. 5 inches low end, 9 inches expected, 18 inches on the high end, which would be a 1.5 feet, about a 10% chance of that happening. Even though I do think that's where we could get a little bit of dry air injection, I don't have high confidence because no one really knows until the storm's really moving in. Even good meteorologists don't even know until like the storm's like actually over the area, and you're like, oh, there is the dry slot. I can visually see it now. It's tough. Did I go to Buffalo Wild Wings? I did. I was just supposed to go tomorrow night, but I did go tonight. But I was only there for like 45 minutes, an hour. I was with my kids, and they're rambunctious. Total inches for Boone, North Carolina. Tomorrow, though. Tomorrow is my mother-in-law's birthday. There's Blowing Rock. There's Boone. 4 inches on the low end, 7 inches expected, 13 on the high end. I'll give you guys 7, 8 inches expected. I think you guys could get more. You're in the mountains. Again, these models don't do good. A lot of times they underestimate the mountains. So, Savannah, Georgia. I haven't heard that all night. If you have a bad day, you're getting no snow. If you have a good day, you're getting a 1/2 inch of snow. And if you have a great day, you get 1 inch. I think that's fine. I'd say if you have a great day, you get 2 inches because of the southern trend, though. Listen, that is her name's definitely pronounced Sally. Sadie. Yali, your name is Well, no, I called you Yale at first. Or Yaley. Let's see. Lynchburg, Virginia. Let's take a look-see. If you guys have a terrible day, half-inch of snow, you're expected to get 3 inches, a foot on the high end. Not too bad. Christian, I appreciate the follow. Tampa Gulf effect. Listen. I can almost guarantee you, chat/climate crew, I can almost guarantee you snowflakes fall in Florida. There's a 100% chance snow falls in Florida tomorrow. Central Florida, Tampa, in my opinion. 100% chance. It's not going to be long lasting, and I don't really expect any significant accumulation. But yeah, I expect snow to fall. A little tiny trace of Gulf effect, I actually do expect. One second. Wait. One second, guys. Okay, 1 second, guys. Hold up. What the? One second. Sorry, guys. I'm reading something important. One second. Sorry, guys. Okay. All right, we're getting back to it. One second, guys. Thank you, Slow. Ryan, 1 second. Thank you, guys. Thanks for the backup. Pinehurst, North Carolina. West of Fayetteville. Low expected highs. Five inches low and 9 inches expected. Almost 20 inches high end. That would be a day for you guys, huh? Does Atlantic City have a chance? Yeah, there's still a chance Atlantic City sees like 5 inches of snow, I think. You need the trends over the next 12 hours to be nice to you over the next 2 model runs. Boone, North Carolina, expect it 7-8 inches. I think that's fair. You guys could push a foot if you're lucky. Raleigh, North Carolina, any different? Raleigh's still looking the same. Let's see if we get an update from the National Weather Service here. We are going to have our latest Euro, which is big. I mean, it's 24 hours out Euro. Maybe even less than 24 hours out. The storm is sped up. This could be like a 20 hours out Euro. Loading here in about 34 minutes, 33 minutes. Just tried to get in the Discord and none of the links work. Are you sure? Let me check real quick. Message requested. Oh, okay. All right. I see people who add it here. I'll add you guys. Give me a second. Invite Diana. Invite TB. Invite Radiancy. All right, there we go. And I'll make you guys, whoever did join the Discord, there you go. Blue, part of the Climate Crew. TB, part of the Climate Crew. There we go. And then when the other two accept that, I'll make you part of the Climate Crew too, and then you'll be able to see all the links Diana. I think it's Diana. There you go. Now you should be able to see everything. And then we got, I don't know who this is. Okay, it's not showing the full name because I'm in streamer mode. That's fine. Boom. You guys should be good. Every single day you get all the good updates in there. All the good updates. All right. 100-mile shift west coming soon. You think so, PB? You think so? Sumter Beach. We were just looking at that earlier, weren't we? Was that last night? Was that Sumter Beach, South Carolina? Oh, well, there's Sumter. Is there Sumter Beach? Sumter Beach. Well, I see Sumter, not Sumter Beach. Did someone say Sumter Beach? Oh, yes, Sumter. Okay. All right. You're confusing me. I probably read it wrong. It's probably my fault. I'll never admit it. It's your fault. Okay. Sumter, let's see. Right in here. Yeah, we were talking about this earlier. Low end 3 inches, expected 6 inches. You guys get lucky over a foot of snow. But expected 6 is pretty nice. Did the Canadian come out? Yeah, let's take a look at models. Let's run over this again. Let's take a look at all the latest updates, guys. As much as I like reading off the latest National Weather Service low, expected, and high ends, I'm going to be a little bit more productive with my time here real quick. By the way, there's a chance for another winter storm in the southeast next weekend. So if you guys want me to talk about that too, we can talk about that. I feel like that's breaking news. We should talk about that. Let's go over what could be ahead and the latest with the models with this storm. I just took, Carol Ann, I just took some NyQuil. That Euro needs to hurry up before I pass out. Yeah, I feel that. Let's see. Cool. All right, let's take a look at the latest. We got the Canadian. I don't think we went over the newest Canadian on stream. I do not think we went over the latest Canadian on stream. Here it is. Did we get a shift? Canadian. Weird. You see the dry air starts here and then it moves here. All right. Let's see the latest snow totals from the Canadian. Pretty nice. 10 inches in Charlotte. Huge snow totals out in eastern North Carolina. Still pretty good in upstate. Pretty good for all of South Carolina until you get down to southwestern South Carolina. Trying to get an inch or two into Atlanta as well. $4 super chat from Harry. Harry, I appreciate you. Harry's got to be one of the biggest Ravens fans in the world. Harry has super chatted me so many times, and every single time he has to make sure he says, "Go Ravens." This Discord is so crammed with information and maps. Dude, you've worked hard on this. Impressive. D, that is the biggest compliment I have ever gotten. Thank you. Yes, I put a lot of work into it, and we're trying to add more channels and make it better every day. And the mods have been putting suggestions into the channel ideas. And don't worry, Purple, I see you. Kent, I see you. Don't worry. They're going to be taken into account. Just want to keep expanding it, making it better. I see someone else is trying to get in the server. Anyone who, if you want to join the Discord, guys, all the maps we look at, everything we look at in here, all the information you want on severe weather, live up or updates every single morning on updated snow totals, temperatures for the week, and everything. Anything weather you could think about it, it's in there. All you got to do is go to any single one of my videos on my YouTube channel, not shorts, not lives. Just click in the description box, click the Discord. It's free. Nothing. Get in there for free. Or just add Connor's Climate Corner HQ on Discord. All right, so here's the latest Canadian. Not much of a change. We're big. Big snow. Big snow through here. Let's go to the 12Z. Yeah. Wow. What an uptrend. The Canadian did really good with last winter storm too. You're really happy. You're really happy if you're in this area right now. All right. GFS. Was it Look at that snow from the next snowstorm. GFS. What was the trend? 18Z. It just shifted kind of the snowpack that was further down here a little bit further up north. That's probably the right thing to do. Canadian experimental. If this happened, there'd be a lot of very angry people. What is the 12Z experimental Canadian doing? No, this got to be trolling me. That wouldn't be that. What? No, this has to be broken. Even with this level of precipitation, you're seeing an inch an hour snow into here, and it's putting an inch or two in here. That's okay. Don't look at the 12Z Canadian experimental. That it's on something. You know the saying, guys, is the model onto something or is it on something? This model is on something. Absolutely. Latest 8 triple R, we don't care about the 03Z. We've looked at the latest NAM 3K. Any interesting models out there you guys want me to take a we're getting real close to the Euro 00Z and the Euro AI. I think that's what we're waiting for at this point, guys. Really quickly though, and I'm going to get back to answering your questions. I want to show you what's potentially ahead. I talked about it in my video today, but really quickly, just while I'm on live. All right, our storm comes in here. Has a chance to give Charlotte its biggest snowfall ever, about a 10% chance. Probably will give Charlotte its biggest snowfall since 2014. The only reason I talk about Charlotte a lot is because I live there and I have a lot of family and friends there. But it's probably going to give upstate South Carolina its biggest snowfall since 2014 or before too. Very, very good snow for the Carolinas, eastern Georgia, potentially Appalachia, obviously southern, maybe southeastern Kentucky, eastern Tennessee, central to southern Virginia, and then out there towards southeastern Maryland, southeastern Delaware. We're going to see if we do get blizzard conditions up towards Rhode Island, eastern Long Island, and eastern Massachusetts as well. Anyways, that moves out. We get record-breaking temperatures. Talked about it in my video today. The National Weather Service came out and said someone out in this area right here, we'll call it this area right here, could see the coldest 4 to 5 day stretch that they've had in decades. Not years, decades. I mean, Greenville, South Carolina could have wind chills get down to 0 degrees or the negatives for 2 days straight, Saturday and Sunday. It's possible. Let's move forward in time. Polar jet starts to dip a little bit. Most of our models see this. And we get a Bear Clinic boundary. And holy smokes, we got more snow. Notice where our 540 line goes as we get into next week. Pushing back towards the Gulf. Watch this. This, to me, doesn't look like a big snowstorm. I don't think we have major blocking up to the north. This isn't a super amplified trough. You've got a... It's not the strongest of high pressures here. The 1032 high pressure. Spread out isobars, but light to moderate snowstorm again possible down there. MTF D51, welcome to the Climber Crew. Holy crap, I appreciate the support. Thank you. I appreciate the support. Is the 95 corridor from DC to Philly going to have more significant snowstorms in February? I think so. The area I'm watching for 1 to 3, I want to say 2, we'll call it 1 to 3 big snowstorms in February is this area. I think this area gets the biggest snowstorms. The area I'm watching for the most frequency of snowstorms or of snow showers is up here. I think we get like 6 to 8. I'll adjust. I'll adjust what I said earlier. I think we get like 5 to 7 decent clippers through here. I think we have the chance for 1 to 3 big snowstorms through here. Just the way we have it set up. Major Greenland blocking, high latitude blocking, negative EPO, negative PNA, downstream flow into the southeast. Big storms cutting up, negatively tilting up the coast. But we're not going to get, unless we start to get ridging out east, which it's not favored too much in February. That's what gives us our big mega snowstorms through the plains in the upper Midwest. I am expecting at least 1 point in February. We're gonna warm up out east, and when that happens, that's gonna be our one opportunity. Get one shot. Don't let it slip. Don't miss your chance to blow. That's gonna be our one. That's gonna be our one chance. Let's get a big snowstorm. That looks like a Gulf low storm, meaning ice. Well, we'll see. What the 12Z Euro play this out as? Look at that. More snow out towards the coast. The constant stream. Could this be it? Could this be it? February 13th, mid-February. Could this be our warm-up out east on our big snowstorm through the plains? That's what the Euro sees there at the 12Z. How much snow in Wisconsin? Well, it depends. Over the next 72 hours, not much. A little bit of a dusting. High end, an inch or two. Mom spaghetti. I'm always like, do people get my references? Or am I old? Casey, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. $2 super chat. Casey or Cassie? I think it's Casey. I think I'm right about that. What does southeastern Wisconsin look like in the forecast? In the short term, not much. It looks very cold. Not a lot of snow. We are going to get a brief warm up as we move into next week. But as you see, moving forward here, we'll have a chance for a nice little clipper there as we get into early next week. We'll see about that. I expect Wisconsin, Minnesota, the Dakotas, Iowa, maybe northern Illinois, northern Indiana, Michigan. I expect us to see a ton of clipper systems in February. No big snowstorms. Maybe one. Maybe one. I'm watching again with that very strong negative NAO pattern. I'm watching out here for a couple big ones. I think a lot of people, most of you are already after this storm, have already hit your averages or already surpassed them for the year. I think we'll continue to go up. The websites are NWS Probabilistic Precipitation Portal and Weather Bell. Yep. Yep. Connor, this is Kyle, your mod from Lion. I got timed out for no reason for asking a question. Can you please unban me? This is not right. I donate all the time. Kyle, were you telling people to spam? Or was that someone else in the chat? Was that someone else taking over your name and writing all that stuff? Because that happens sometimes. We've seen it happen over on YouTube. Because someone with your username was telling people to ignore all the mods and was telling people to spam. Okay, wait, hold up. Yeah, guys, 1 second, real quick. It's happened before. It actually doesn't really happen on TikTok. It happens on YouTube where people will actually, it'll be the same exact name and same exact photo, and then they'll start acting crazy and going crazy, and it won't actually be the person logged in. It happens. It used to happen a lot over on YouTube. All right. Hey, Kyle, talk to me in the Discord. We'll talk after this stream. We'll figure it out. We'll talk about it in the Discord. I got you. We'll talk about it in the Discord after the stream. All right, let's get back to it, guys. Let's get back to it. Alrighty. Oh, that is interesting, Jasmine and Yali. Okay. Anything on Wilmington, North Carolina? Well, what's the question on Wilmington, North Carolina? Right now, if you want to know what the latest is, actually, let me refresh this. We're gonna be getting updates a little bit quicker here from the National Weather Service. Still looks about the same. Wilmington, North Carolina is still expected to get 8 inches of snow with a 1.5 on the high end. 1.5 in the oh, not, why is my screen so bright right now? 1.5 on the high end. You guys have a 2 to 18 inches. No, 8 inches expected in Wilmington. I think that's fair. I do think that's fair. Could see a little bit of mixing out there near the coast of southeastern North Carolina, which could mess some things up. I don't know, though. Taking a look at the ice forecast, your expected ice in Wilmington is like a 0.01, 0.02, and I don't expect much sleet either. So I think 8 inches is a fair assumption for you guys. D, Erica, Cindy. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, Kyle, just message me in Discord and we'll talk about it. We just want to make sure that we know what's going on. That's all. Alrighty. 2 to 18 is wild. The National Weather Service doesn't want to be wrong, guys. It doesn't want to be wrong. Is it just me or this is very bright? Hold up 1 second. Should I make it brighter? What the heck just happened over here, guys? 1 second. Oh my gosh. All right, is that bright enough? Can everyone see me? Can everyone see me? All right. I see you. Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Sure, Winston-Salem right now. You guys are expected to get 8 inches of snow, 1.5 feet, 18 inches on the high end, 4 inches on the low end. 8 inches is your expected. I agree with that. I almost said I disagree. Sadie, Connor, your mods are great. I know, aren't they the best? Made in North Carolina. Never heard of it. But now I have. And we're going to look. Now I have. Learned something new today. Made in North Carolina, out there north of Gastonia, west of Mooresville. We can take a little look-see. We can take a little peek at that area. Sure, why not? All right, I'm actually losing my eyesight. Let's turn that off. Come on, give me a little dot. Give me a little dot up here to work with. There you are, Maiden. All right, we're gonna go up here. You guys are expected about 7 inches of snow. Could get 13. If you have a bad day, you probably still get 4 inches of fluffy snow. Low density snow. Good snow, not the heavy stuff. Virginia, bitch? Oh, Virginia Beach. I thought you were calling me a... Okay, I read that wrong. Yeah, Virginia. I was like, that's rude. Virginia Beach. Yeah. I know. Yeah. Five inches low end, 9 inches expected, 17 inches on the high end. Whoa, got to be careful how you read that. Y'all said, bro, you're all going to get blocked. Yo, you guys are pissing off a mother of, I want to say like 8 children. I know I'm probably exaggerating a little bit. She's about to go crazy on you. You don't want to see Yali get mad. I promise you, you don't want to see Yali get mad. TikTok, calm down. All right. $2 super chat. Kyle, I'm sorry for the misunderstanding. Need a lawyer. Kyle, thanks for the $2 super chat. Don't worry about it. For now, I just want to be safe. Want to make sure everything's understood. I'll talk to you in the Discord. We'll get it handled. Don't worry about it. Okay? Don't worry about it. We'll talk about it in the Discord. I need a lawyer. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say it will be used against you in the court of law. Johnny, $2 super chat. Anything for Northeast PA? Well, I'm guessing the high end puts a little bit in the Northeast PA. 0.1. Dusting incoming for Northeast PA. Watch the middle of next week. You guys could get a good snowfall through northeastern PA. Don't mess with Cantori, though. Chat is wild tonight. Yeah, but that's okay. I have the best mods in the world. Yeah. I think my mods need another Christmas bonus at the end of January. I'm gonna have to look into that. I'm being serious. Okay. Is it gonna snow in West Virginia? Is it gonna snow in West Virginia? Yes, southern West Virginia is expected to get snow. Blacksburg 5.5. Tazewell 6.5. Bluefield 6.5. Yeah, I mean, if you want to be south, I mean, at least South of Lewisburg. Beckley, yeah. John, $2 super chat. You're welcome. I don't know why you're saying what I do. Oh, I answered you. Okay. No problem. I appreciate the $2 super chat. How is spring looking? I don't know. We're not there yet. I'm just kidding. Spring is looking like an Enzo neutral. And what does that mean? What does an Enzo neutral mean? I'll show you. I'll show you what an Enzo neutral means. A lot of twisty boys. Enzo neutrals typically, on average, are the most aggressive tornado seasons. Why did I have to take 45 seconds to show you a picture and say twisty boys? Because, I don't know. Mental disorder. Greenville, South Carolina? Greenville, South Carolina. Let me put this back over here. Greenville, South Carolina. Let's take a look. Let me refresh this again. I think we're going to get an update from the National Weather Service on the totals here in a second. Yeah, Greenville, South Carolina, we're still expecting 6 inches. High end 8 inches. Low end 2 inches. I think your high end could be as high as 10 inches. If I'm being honest, I would bring that up. I think your low end, I think your low end, I don't know. I guess you could get 2 inches, but if you get under 3, you should be extremely angry. Life is Pina. I have Noldia. I appreciate you. D. I appreciate you. Cindy. I appreciate you. Erica. I appreciate you. So Cherry. Dr. Matt. A lot of twisty boys. Yep. Spring is controlled by the groundhog. That's right. Yeah. I'll have to give the groundhog a call after this and let you know about spring. Feisty little fella. New Euro. 11 minutes. That's what I need to add too. I want to add a bunch of fun stuff to the stream. I need to add a Euro countdown and make it really dramatic. Every time a new Euro comes out, make it really dramatic. As soon as it hits 11:13, it's just like a big, like a big intro. I'm riding a storm cloud, right? Diving off it into the ocean, and then it's like Euro or something big. We're gonna make a big thing for the Euro. All right. Is this a fast moving storm? Not if you're in the Carolinas. If you're up here, it is. Not in the Carolinas. That's why you're getting so much snow in the Carolinas. It's tilting over the Carolinas, so it's getting itself together, but it's moving to the southeast, and then it's moving up. So you kind of get the southern motion snow and the northern motion snow. So the snow could be snowing in portions of South and North Carolina for 24 hours straight. But then as this starts moving north, well, the further you go north, the slower the globe spins. Yes, it's a globe. The Earth isn't flat. I know, shocker. So your storm is moving at the speed. This is the Coriolis effect. Your storm is moving at the speed of the Earth, right? It's moving faster. It's moving at the speed of the globe down here. It starts to move north. The top of the globe is slower. Your storm ejects off into the northeast. That's why you see storms just take forever to crawl through the Bahamas and make their way up into the Gulf or around the southeastern U.S. during hurricane season. But then they turn up the coast, and then they're in freaking Scotland like 48 hours later, 24 hours later. As the storms move up the coast, they pick up speed. So it's going to be a pretty slow storm for the Carolinas. It's going to zip up the coast. Zip. Right up the coast. Sadie, so we talking them twisty things in Central Kentucky. Probably a few twisty boys in Central Kentucky this spring, yeah. Probably a lot of twisty boys. Is Central Kentucky getting more snow? Watch next week. I think our models may be underplaying this. Next Tuesday. But even after that, I think there's another opportunity right after it, which we're not seeing here. Opportunities here and here. How about Parris Island, South Carolina? Sounds like a nice place. Someone said Connecticut in the chat, and I read that as cafecito. Oh, is that coffee? I need to brush up on my Spanish. Mi español es no bueno. Okay. Paris Island. Was that Paris Island, South Carolina? South Carolina. Got it. Let's take a look. Paris Island, South Carolina. I think you made that up. What chat? Do you think they made that up? Chat, do you think they made that up? Paris Island, South Carolina? One second. Should I start a poll? Okay, Ashlyn said no, it's real. All right, so my spelling's off again, clearly. Paris Island, South Carolina. Is it? Well, was it North Carolina? Oh, all right. They were telling the truth. Wait, Paris Island isn't even an island? I'm not even going to say anything. I was like, that's so cool. That's such a cool name of one of the barrier islands out there. All right. Paris Island, you're up here somewhere. Yeah, you're around here. 5 inches on the low end if you have a terrible day. 9 inches is expected, and 1.5 feet is possible. 1.5 feet is possible. Don't expect 1.5 feet, but it is possible. No, it's a real place. Got a war museum. That's pretty cool. I'm a little upset it's not an island, too. Come on. Paris Island sounds like a beautiful, beautiful island. Paris Island is east of Charleston. Well, it kind of looked like it was near Rockingham. Norfolk, Virginia. I think we've looked over there a couple times. Norfolk, 4 inches low end, 8 inches is expected there. 1.5 feet on the high end. Guys, our Euro is about to load. I get excited for the Euro for 2 reasons nowadays. I was doing shorter streams before. I thought moving to evening I'd do shorter streams. You guys hold me hostage until the Euro comes out. So I look forward to the Euro for 2 reasons. 1, I am excited to see the Euro. 2, as soon as the Euro comes out, I know it's almost bedtime. So the Euro's, it's a fun time. It's not North Carolina, Connor. Paris Island is near Charleston and Hilton Head. What the heck? There was it said Paris Island right there, though. Near Charleston and Hilton Head. Okay, well, you know what? Weather-wise is not finding it. I'm going to have to go to Google Maps. All right. Paris Island, South Carolina. Google Maps has it. Oh. It is a real place. Why didn't you guys say, like, an hour northeast of Savannah? I would have just said Hilton Head because I know where Hilton Head is. I guess you guys don't know if I know where Hilton Head is. All right, so it is right down here. They were telling the truth the whole time. If you have a bad day, you're still expected to get a coating of snow, a trace. What is expected? An inch? High end 2 inches. I might push your totals up just a tad because of the southern shift we've been seeing. It's kind of islandy. Yeah, I would still say doesn't really seem like an island. Much more islandy, for sure. There's like an ocean right there. Yeah. I agree. Kind of just look up Paris Island military base. No, yeah, I found it. It's a military base. That's great. Yeah, I literally wasn't showing up on weather-wise. Carolina, North Carolina, snowfall. Carolina, North Carolina. It's an island. I live there. Does everyone live on islands except for me? Carolina, North Carolina? Are we talking about Carolina Beach? You guys are getting complicated for me tonight. Carolina, North Carolina. Oh my gosh, it's not. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We got to get back to the just halfway between Winston-Salem and Durham. That's what you got to tell me if you live there. Halfway between Winston-Salem and Durham. Oh my gosh, guys. All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look for you. We're going to call it right there. Low end, 4 inches. Expected, 8 inches. High end, 20 inches of snow. Only about a 10% chance of that happening. We are all on one. Apparently, everyone's on an island. And I'm in the tundra of Minnesota. The Euro loads in 2 minutes. 2 minutos. 2 minutos. Lake Wiley, South Carolina. Oh, this person doesn't live on an island. They live on a lake. Show off. I'm just kidding. Okay, Lake Wiley. Was that South Carolina or North Carolina? Yeah, South Carolina. Oh, I think I've been there, actually. I think I've been there. When I lived in... Yeah, I think I've been there. I was going to say it actually does sound familiar. I would have probably said just the southwest of Charlotte. Okay. Not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. We're going to put you in the Rock Hill territory. 4 inches low end, 7 inches expected, 13 inches high end. Greensboro, North Carolina. Yep, we've gone over that a few times here. 4 inches low end, 8 inches expected, 19 inches on the high end. You got to get really lucky to get your high end snowfall. 30 miles south of Raleigh. Let's go into here. 5 inches low end, 9 inches expected. 9 inches expected, 17 inches high end. Our Euro is loading in like 60 seconds, guys. Our Euro AI is going to load first. But the Euro AI is a little bit annoying to look at because it's just going to give us our 10-to-1 ratio. Not 15-to-1 that we'd probably want to see. Or more, 15-1 or more. Let's see, climate, ensembles, convection allowing, regional. Is the Euro AI even in? Yeah, there it is. Okay. All right, we're going to get our Euro in just a second. And it actually should start loading any second. Jen B, I appreciate you. Ryan, I appreciate you. Love it, Pina. I have no idea. I think I already said it to you guys. Holden Beach, North Carolina. Okay, we're clearly... Okay, everyone's on a beach, an island, or on a lake. You guys are trolling me now. Holden Beach. Far southeastern North Carolina. You guys might not do too bad. Right now, 2 inches low end, 7 inches expected, 15 inches high end for you guys. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Your low end sucks, but I don't think you're going to get your low end. I don't think you're going to end up with just 2 inches of snow. Powell, Tennessee. That better be east. That better be eastern Tennessee. Or else I don't know how your chances look here. That's pretty far eastern. Knoxville. Let's see what they're giving you. You might have a chance for something decent here. You're just to the west of Knoxville. We're going to call you Knoxville. Low end 1 inch, expected 2 inches. High end 8 inches. You guys really want the high end out there, or you're only going to end up with a dusting to 2 inches on the ground. Really want that high end. All right, has our Euros started to load? Let's take a look. Let me take a look real quick, guys. Not yet. Euro AI. I'll give him a second. It's time for you to open the window. I actually started stream with the window open. My extremities are freezing right now. Good call. This would have been time for me to open the window. Happy birthday, Connor. What? It's not my birthday. Oh, is that a different Connor? Sadie said, I see Lexington up there. I'm only getting a dusting. Am I blind? I actually kind of am him, and I don't have my glasses on. Oh, there we go. Oh. Oh, I was looking for Lexington, Virginia. Oh, my gosh. It's been a long night. It's been a long day and a long night. Long day and a long night. Yeah, I think if you get a dusting, you'll be lucky. That's what they're that's actually what they're projecting. Okay, yeah. High end, inch and a half. You got a 10% chance to get an inch and a half. 10% chance to get an inch and a half. Not too bad. Not too bad. Huge snow. Huge snow. Oh, yeah. It's after midnight here. Happy birthday to the mom-in-law. Lake, I'll tell her you said that. True. 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 It is Connor's mommy-in-law's birthday. Huge snow. Fredericksburg, Virginia, please and thank you. Well, but you said that very nicely. Fredericksburg, Virginia. You're expected to get a half an inch of snow. I'd call that a fat dusting. One of the fattest of dustings. If you guys get really, really lucky and that everything comes together for you, 5 inches of snow is on the table. And if you get no snow, you should stop gambling because then you're really unlucky. It's Beat-Ups Day. That's right. It's Beat-Ups. Well, listen, it's still 11:17 where I am. North Carolina, Charleston, South Carolina. Wait. North Charleston, South Carolina. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Read that wrong. Wait, North Charleston, South Carolina. Okay, got it. Well, it's not much of a difference from Charleston. In the whole Charleston kind of metro area, it's not really different. You guys are expected to get same fat dusting, half an inch. Low is your low end. Your expected is 2 inches and your high end is 4 inches. So DC is finished. I don't know if DC is going to get much. How much for Raleigh? Are you in Raleigh? You might want to buy a shovel. You guys are expected to get 9 inches of snow. You could get it 17 inches on the high end and 5 inches on the low end. That's a bad day if you get 5 inches. Sadie. Hey, still got my 3-ish inches here in Kentucky. It'll add to it. Yeah. And it's going to be cold enough to stay for a while. Yeah, you guys got screwed with that last one. That was bad. You want to talk about, people were asking in chat, what's dry slotting? Go ask Sadie. She'll tell you all about it. She's the expert. Euro, let's check. I know. Yeah, okay. The Euro's starting to come out. They're both loading. They're both loading in. They're not loaded in enough to show you anything. The Euro AI is at 48 hours though, so we can we'll take a little look-see at the Euro AI together. Euro AI is obviously a good model. Actually, the Euro AI is loading extremely quickly. Let's take a look. Again, when you look at the Euro AI totals, they're going to be lower than what you're probably going to see because this is a 10-to-1 ratio. We're probably going to see a 15-to-1 or above ratio for a lot of people out here. So probably going to be a little bit higher than this. So you can see here, again, Charlotte on the Euro AI, 4 inches of snow. That's assuming you get a 10-to-1 ratio. You'd want to, say you have a 15-to-1, that's going to be 6 inches. Say you have like an 18-to-1, you're going to be up at 9 inches. You could be between a 15 to 1, 20-to-1 ratio. Take all these snow totals and probably shove them up by 4 inches. Except for like, if you're getting a dusting, I don't think you're just going to suddenly see 4 inches out here. I mean, if you're in like the blues. Alrighty. But the Euro's coming out. We don't have the Euro yet. All right, we're 19 hours loaded through that. Let's take a look here. All right, we gotta wait a second. And I'll go back and answer some more questions while the Euro begins to load in. Alrighty. Give me 1 second. Okay. I thought the take all those snow totals and shove them was going somewhere completely different. Maybe it was Dalton, and then I remembered it was a family-friendly channel. Where's Jim Cantori going? He's probably going to be out there, and where would I be? I said this earlier. The safest place where you're going to have definitely major winter storm impacts is here. Like, you could have bigger snow south of that, but for snow and wind, blizzard-like conditions, right in there. I would not be surprised if you guys were out here in Hampton, Newport News, Norfolk. It's hard for me to say. Chesapeake, Virginia Beach, Elizabeth City, New Hope, out here somewhere. Kill Devil Hills, what a name. Grandy, I wouldn't be surprised if you guys saw him out there. Reed Timmer's going to probably try and get ballsy. I wonder if, I don't know if he'd drive all the way up here. This, we could see a bomb cyclone nor'easter that just kind of edges the coast up here of the Cape, bringing tropical storm and hurricane force winds. So that's another interesting area. You used to live there in that circled area. Concord, North Carolina. How much for Charlotte? 5 inches if you have a horrible day. 8 inches if you have a normal day. 14 inches if you have a great day. Concord. That's by Charlotte, isn't it? To the northeast? Yeah. Yeah, there's a racetrack up there. 5 inches Concord on the low end. 8 inches expected. 17 inches on the high end. Annapolis, Maryland. You're expected to get a half an inch. If you have a great day, you could get 3 inches. If you have a bad day, you're going to see nothing but wind, coastal flooding, and freezing air. Can I check Mooresville, North Carolina? Sure. That's where my brother, sister-in-law, and stepdad live, actually. Mooresville, North Carolina. We'll call you guys it's similar to Statesville, but I know you guys are right here. Obviously, I know where Morrisville is. 4 inches on the low end. 8 inches expected. 17 inches on the high end. Is the Euro loaded? It's loading. It is not loaded through. Let me double check and see how far ahead the Kuchera is loaded. We got some waiting to do. Let me see if Weatherbell is ahead. Sometimes Weatherbell does get ahead. Let's check. Not quite. Not quite. It's getting there, though. It's getting there. Let me actually see if I can compare and contrast. Oh, my God. This thing's going to run off the coast. We'll go there in a second. Flow money. Help my neighbor today shoveling snow, sleet, ice blocks, and said these impacts have been the worst all 6 years she has been there. No school this entire week and activities canceled this weekend. Where are you again, Flo? Yep. Lake said, please keep checking the elderly and pets that are outside. Please, 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 please. Especially areas, you guys don't get a ton of big snowstorms in the Carolinas. Make sure you're checking on the elderly. Like Lake said, on the pets. People and pets who may not be able to help themselves. Does Euro AI show the storm next week? That's a good question. It's a little more loaded through. Let's take a look. Here's the Euro AI. Let's just, I don't want to push it out that far. Let's push out the Euro AI through next weekend. Let's take a look. Who gets snow? The Euro AI has been a pretty good model, obviously, this winter so far. Sadie's got a chance. Yeah, bring the animals inside. That'd be nice. Eden is low of 3, expected 8, high of 19. I think that is correct. I think that is correct. Let's take a look. Oh, that's Eden, Africa. All right. I went to Eden, Africa by accident. Now we're back. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense for Eden, yeah. Yep. Yep. Definitely. Alrighty. I'm going to feel sad if there is no snow in Atlanta. I think you're going to get some. I think you're going to get some snow into Atlanta. I do. Gut feeling. Always go with your gut. I think you get some snow into Atlanta. All right, let me check the Euro again. Load for me. Okay, we're getting somewhere. I might. Hold up. 41 hours in. Okay, let's go back really quickly here. Let's go take a look at the Euro. We're getting some here. Let's just push out east. All right. Okay, so let's compare and contrast 18Z, 0Z. Now, it might look like the storm is dropping less snow, but this could also be the storm slowing down, so you don't see as much snow that has fallen yet. Hard to tell. There we go, 18Z. Yeah, see, now it's looking more similar. 18Z. New run. 18Z. New run. We can try, I guess, to do it on the, we try to do it over here. Okay. And, although the actually, pivotal weather's behind right now. Pivotal weather is behind 0Z, 18Z, 0Z. You guys see it? Do you guys see what I see? Do you guys see what I see? Who sees it? Chat, who sees it? Who sees it? Who sees it? Dry spots. I could still be wrong, but all I'm saying is the 12Z Euro agrees with me. Almost exactly where I think it's going to be. East of Charlotte. Right there. Is that where I circled? I'll have to go back in my VOD and see if that's exactly where I circled. You guys get lagged on snow there. So all you people, 60% of my chat, 60 to 65% of my chat who decided to disagree with me in the poll, mods, go back and watch the beginning of the stream. See everyone who disagreed with me and permaban them from my channel and the Discord. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I could still be wrong. Dry slots are so hard to actually determine. There's still a chance the Euro next run actually shifts it more west. I don't think it's gonna. The Euro agreed with me. We're sticking to it. All right. Anyways, there it is. See how you get snow starting east and west of it. It waits, and now suddenly you have 5 inches here. You have 5 inches here. You got like 2 or 3 in here. Oh, 4 to 5 in here. 4 to 5 in here. 2 to 3 in here. See how that works? That's how dry slots work, guys. So, anyways, we'll see. We'll see if this confirms though. Still could change. All right. Anyways, 00Z. Let's compare them. 00Z. And let me get back out here so you guys can see a little bit more of the area. Jersey short thoughts. I think you guys get a dusting to 2 inches of snow, maybe 3. A dusting. So 1 inch. Yeah. Hey, Ethan, it's not in the middle. Don't do that, Ethan. It's not in the middle of 1 and 2. Ethan, I appreciate the $2 super chat. Hey, I'm going to go back and look at my VOD. Can you guys rewind on my... Oh, I don't have it on. Okay, I'll look later. No. Okay, so what did I say for the cities? What did I say for the cities? I said Raleigh, Durham, Rockingham, Ashboro. Okay, so let's go back in here. States. Let's just draw a connection in between those at least. You've got Raleigh, Durham. And then we're going out here. And then we're going into Rockingham. And then we're going out to Fayetteville. We had this. And we had this. So, yeah. Okay. So, okay. You know what? Fine. You know what? You know what? No, no, that's mine. That's mine. No, that's not this. No, no, no. Ethan, you're not going to get me on that. We're going to go back. We're going to watch the VOD, and I'm going to post it in Discord. You're not going to get me on that. Number 2 won. Number 2 definitely won. I will agree, though. It's slightly west of where my number 2 was. What do you expect me to do? Get this down to like 500 feet? It was definitely leaning heavy number 2. 4 to 6 inches, Greenville, South Carolina, 100%. 100%, Shane. Please don't ban me. I love you. All right, don't ban LNS. $2 super chat. I'll give it to you, I reckon. Ethan, thanks. Ethan, you do not have to super chat me every time you say anything in the chat. But you also can if you want to. I'm just kidding. No, but I appreciate you, Ethan. Dry slot, screw Greensboro, North Carolina on heavy snow. It's possible. Like I said, guys, though, we saw models for a while dry slotting into this area, putting that dry injection into Charlotte. I favored it out east a little bit more just because of the where our low pressure was forming. I figured that the dry slot's usually a little bit closer to the center of where you could see also you could see the vorticity. You could see the vorticity on the future radar. And again, the low pressure is pretty far off the coast. To have a dry slot that far away from the center of the low pressure would be kind of crazy to me. Still could happen. I'd think maybe even it shifts further east. But again, when you're talking about where the dry air is going to be injected, who's going to get kind of screwed, most even best meteorologists in the world are like waiting until the last like 6 to 12 hours to tell you. It's tough. It still could be some adjustments here. Trust me, he chats chat without super chat. That's a complicated sentence. Trust me, he chats and chat without super chats, but super chats are always appreciated in chat. I could be a storm next week for the East. Yes, there could be a storm next week for the East Coast. Yes. Maybe a significant one. Yes. Yes. All right. Let's compare and contrast these models real quick. All right. That's the 10-to-1 ratio, by the way. There's the Cuchero. Wow. Huh. How's Georgia looking here? Let's zoom in. Or sorry, how's Atlanta looking here? Just outside, probably. Let's go into Atlanta. Let's go. Everyone, let's take a field trip to Atlanta. Boom. All right. How is Atlanta doing? It's hard for me to tell, but I think I'm going to assume hold up. I'm going to assume this is Atlanta right there. Which one's Fulton County? Is it the big long one here? Is it this bad boy? Right there? All right, there's Atlanta. Wow. Sharp split. We were talking about this earlier in the stream. I said you want to be in northeastern Atlanta. It's the same with this update here. The difference between southwestern Atlanta and northeastern Atlanta could be the difference between an inch of snow or 4 inches. At least from the latest Euro. I wouldn't take this at its word. I don't know if you don't, let's look at our 10 to 1 here. You guys might be closer. Actually, I don't know. I think you're going to be pretty cold. You could get higher than a 10 to 1. We could use the Kuchera for you, and we're close enough. Still kind of a split there. Real close call. Still expect it to get snow on the Euro, though, and we're close. Shane, I appreciate you. Xtina Lake Sandy. All right. Let's go back up here. All right, let's compare these. 18Z, 00Z. Wow. Big adjustment up here. Big adjustment up there on the 20. The 00Z. Big adjustment up there. The 00Z. Where's all my research triangle people? Henderson people, Greenville people, North Carolina, Greenville. Where's all my research triangle, Henderson, and Greenville, North Carolina people? The 00Z just plowed you with snow here. Really put up your totals there. Will it stick? Well, we're getting pretty close. We're not going to see major adjustments the closer we get. Blueberry Farmer said here. It just went from putting. Now we're getting down to state level now that we're seeing these. Now that we're getting closer. Let's take a look at the difference from those two runs. By the way, this 00Z of the Euro is our best run of the Euro. It's not an off cycle. Off hour run. So, research triangle just went from the last Euro giving you 3 to 4 inches to this one, which I never thought you were going to get 3 to 4 inches, to this one giving you about 10 to 11 inches. Charlotte, the Euro is still really liking that area. You can kind of see where the dry slot shows up on here. It is. You can see Raleigh. I think it's Raleigh-Durham right here, just west of Raleigh-Durham here. And then right through here. And then kind of just west of Fayetteville as well. So I'd say I was probably off by like 20 miles, 30 miles. That's the difference between 6 or 7 inches or 9 inches to a foot. Some people could, sometimes you get a dry slot that comes in and it takes your totals from 10 inches to 3. I don't know if we're going to see it that drastic, but that's pretty purple on me. And let's watch as this thing runs up the coast really quickly. Let's go and let's look at the future reflectivity here. Probably shifted east again. Yep. Wow. Lots of shifts east. Okay. Still tries to put something potentially in eastern Long Island and then the Cape. Maybe Boston, maybe a little Rhode Island. But it's really pulling this offshore. Wow. This is really close to a mega nor'easter. Drops down to 967 millibars. I'm interested to see what it does with the storm after this, too. Again, I know we're focused on this, but look at this flow of cold air. Also, height anomalies. What's happening up there? We're getting another Greenland ridge set up. It's just Oh, wow. Wait. Whoa. What is this? This isn't enough blocking. This would run off the coast, I think. We're missing a little high latitude blocking here. What is this, though? This is next Wednesday and Thursday. All right, I need to stay up a little bit longer. Whoa. Let's watch it. Let's watch as this evolves. Yeah, what is that? It could be another big snowstorm in the south. So, the thing is, you've got your jet stream flow down there. I don't know if the coldest air is down there, though. Your 540 line sitting a little bit higher. You've got good Greenland blocking, not as much high latitude blocking. WPO's coming more neutral. We'll see. Kind of looks like this looks pretty impressive on the 500 millibar height anomaly. That's a neutrally tilted trough into potentially negatively tilted trough with a very negative NAO with a large ridge out west. I think the one thing we're missing, though, is cold air. I don't know if it's going to be cold enough with this setup. I know it looks like it's going to be, but this to me looks like a broken off trough. So I think our polar jet is, yeah, kind of where this blue line is here. That's our polar jet, our main polar jet. This to me looks like a kind of sub-polar jet, meaning this could be severe weather for the southeast and actually a snowstorm in the northern part of this. This is a deceiving look here because here's your polar jet right here. And this is going to load in. We're going to know in a second. And we move forward here, and you kind of have a split. You can see right here. You kind of get another piece of energy to the south, but this is our coldest air locked in up to the north. I don't know, though. Watch that jet as we get out here connect. The model's confused. It shows potentially kind of a split of our subpolar jet. This is super interesting. All right, I want this to load. Hold up, guys. I'll keep taking questions, but this is really interesting. Of course, the Euro's taking its time now. Let me check over on Pivotal Weather real quick. Let me see. Is this one ahead, maybe? No, this one's behind. Tropical tidbits. Is that ahead? Forecast models. That's behind. All right, Weather Bell's the farthest ahead. 90 hours. Okay, this is going to be really interesting. Highs 40 and 50s for Tennessee. Those lows barely under 30 for when, Alex? It's too warm in Tennessee. Highs 45, 50, and lows in the 30s for next week. Yes, but you're talking about a forecast that could change at that rate. We're talking about a storm 5 to 6 days from now. So the question is, our model's getting the temperatures right out at that point. It's like I said, to me, it looks like the cold air stays locked in north, even though we have a southeasterly or we have a northwesterly flow. To me, it looks almost more like a severe weather event, even though on the 500 millibar height anomaly, it looks like a nor'easter southern snow event. Again, I do think our coldest air stays locked in up north. It's always behind tropical tidbits. Every now and then it's ahead, but yeah. I'd say it's more behind. Usually more behind. Is that another potential nor'easter? Yeah, it depends. The 500 millibar, I think, is confused how our polar jet's going to act as we get into the middle of next week. Kind of, it's expecting a big PNA. It's expecting a very negative NAO. Both of those support cold air into the southeast and potentially a storm up the coast type of setup. But we could kind of have our main jet stay to the north and just kind of, you know, a sub jet break off to the south, produce some severe weather to the south, and not actually bring the cold air with it. Snow totals update. Let's see. Greensboro, North Carolina. Did we get an update? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. NWS, did you give us an update? Nope. Greensboro, we're still looking at 4-inch low end, 8.5 is expected. 19-inch high end. 19-inch high end. All right, let's load. Let's load. Let's load. Oh, there we go. There we go. There. Okay, there we go. So we are seeing a snowstorm. But again, and we were looking at this earlier. Notice the difference between this storm. Look at all of our tight isobars. This is our subpolar jet. See how close these are? This is a strong, these are strong winds here. See how close our isobars? When your isobars are close, you've got strong winds here at the 500 millibar level, which is kind of acting as a conveyor belt for that Arctic air to be pulled down into the system. We push forward here. Now this is being a little bit laggy. It'll stop being laggy in a second. Notice I have to even zoom out here. Notice where your coldest air is. You're just not, you don't have a ton of, of wind here, we'll call it, pulling this Arctic air to the south. Separated isobars, your main polar jet's actually up here, it looks like. Cold enough, maybe. I think the reason it's showing snow down here with this is because we have a surface low producing its own cold air. Let's take a look at the temperatures at this time. I mean, it's pretty cold. Also, that's the low. Let's get into the high. It's pretty cold. I don't know. It's pretty cold. Yeah, let's go back here. Sorry, guys. I just want to see this through here. It's funny because I literally just told you guys, Sadie, you remember this? Back me up. Literally right before this came out, the 18Z, what did I just say? I said I think it's not taking this storm serious enough through Kentucky next week. It's definitely amplifying this storm. Now you're seeing heavy snow, ice, and we'll see potentially severe weather to the south on the 00Z of the Euro. So at least the new run is starting to take it more seriously. Yeah. No, you could definitely see more. February looks like, I've said it before, watching this area for 1 or 2 mega snowstorms in February. If you want to talk about snowstorm frequency, I'm watching this area for snowstorm frequency. Not big storms, though. A lot of clippers. Why is that not showing any snow in Tennessee when temps are in upper 20s? It's just a ton of warm air aloft, I guess. Yeah, let me take a look. Okay, so let's look at this. Right there, Tennessee. Let's go to temperatures at this time. No, they're warm. A little bit of a warm nose punching in here. Your low pressure is pulling in the warmth from the south. So snow on the northwestern end, rain on the southeastern end. Very cold rain, but rain. I'm reading chat. Mitchell, Jenna, Kayla, I appreciate you. Ooh, football helmet. Shane, I see. Tina. Okay. All right. I got to get off here a second, so I should just do one more kind of speed round answering as many questions as I can before I get off. Let's let this thing load. How loaded are we over? Oh, we're at 132. What are we at here? 129. Did pivotal weather just jump ahead? I think pivotal weather just jumped ahead. Let's push out a little bit further. Oh my gosh. All right. 1 second. Let's take a look at this. Pivotal weather. $135. Okay. you're getting a. This just went from a little baby storm to a tilting trough here. Look at the 18Z. Look at the 18Z. Nothing. Boop. Boop. Little nothing. I need to start talking to the models a little bit more. There it is. There it is. Just like we called it. There it is. All right. Let's continue to watch this area. I think this is the area I circled in last night's stream too. No, in my video. This never, you know, you get a sharp baroclinic boundary down here. You've got very warm water. You've got very cold air. You expect this to be a clipper as it moves into the states up here, dry, cold air. You don't expect this to remain as a clipper system as it pulls this moisture in. So that was my only reasoning. It's just weather 101. But, like, I think this is being too weak, too. Just like I said last run. I still think this intensified this run. I still think this isn't taking this seriously enough. But we'll see what happens. This would potentially put some snow, obviously, into portions of maybe eastern Kansas or Oklahoma, northern Arkansas, Missouri, Kentucky, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, West Virginia. And I'll tell you this. At this range, don't discount that this could trend south. I don't think it will, though. But that's still a possibility. Again, I think our actual polar jet is a little bit too far to the north. I don't think we get enough cold air downstream here. So, alrighty. Julie, yes, I'm still on. Wait, do you have a question? Because I'm about to get off. Let me know. How's New Jersey looking? Jersey? Probably, I mean, if you're along the coast, you could get a dusting to an inch. Expect some coastal flooding, though. Expect some coastal flooding. It's going to be a full moon. You're going to have some serious surge. So expect that. Tropical storm force gusts or higher. North Texas was not ready for this crazy storm we just got. We haven't been to school all week. Wow. That's definitely crazier than I thought it would be. Yeah, guys, I got to put together a video, try to get some sleep. Long day of work tomorrow. Then a long night at B-Dubs tomorrow for my mother's, my stepmother's, mother-in-law's, one of those words, mother-in-law's birthday. So you're invited. If you can find the B-Dubs I'm at, you're invited. All right, you're all awesome. Appreciate anyone who subbed, followed, gifted, was just in here, just engaging in chat. That is awesome too, helping the algorithm out. I try to post every day. I try to stream every single day. Don't forget, if you want to look at all the models I look at, you want all the information we talk about every single stream, it's all in my Discord for free. Update it every single day by yours truly. And it takes me forever, so get in there and take advantage of it because I at least want to know if I spend an hour to 2 hours updating this every single day that people are using it. Snowfall updates, winter storm updates, temperature updates, rainfall updates, severe weather updates, earthquake, drought, wildfire, volcano, Enzo, MJO, hurricane. Everything is in here. Tornado warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings, SPC, NHGWC, space weather. All the weather links I use. It's all in there. And I have a bunch of people who I think just joined the Discord who I need to make members of the Climate Crew. We're giving away some free merch this weekend too. All right. You guys are all the best. I'll be back on tomorrow afternoon. I'm going to try to get on actually. We'll say I'm going to try to get on between 4 and 5 for like an hour since I can't get on tomorrow night. I'll let you know in the Discord. If you want to get in the Discord, just go to any of my YouTube videos, not YouTube Shorts, not YouTube Lives. Go to my YouTube channel, any of my videos. The link is in all my YouTube video descriptions. It's free. Or just add me, Connor's Climate Corner HQ. Connor's Climate Corner HQ. Just add me. You guys are awesome. You guys are the best. His Discord's legit. Julie, I love you. Thank you. You heard her. It's legit. All right. Nighty night weather daddy. Okay. Listen, that's mezzo. That's mezzo, Matt.